Hey, it's a GamE3Bang, everybody. All right.
Game again, bang, bangity bang.
Scoop doop, scoop doop, doop, scoop doop doop.
Scoop doop doopity doop. Okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, it's E3 week, everybody, or it was last week. Wow. After this, I'm spent. I have no more hype to give to anything. I got to go into hiding or something because I'm drained. It's been a long week of just digesting information. You know how I do it around this year, so it's just too much. I forgot like half of my childhood because of this week, so thank you, E3. But in the sake of getting into it, I just wanted to talk about press conferences first, and then we're just gonna go down the list or whatever. And really, We're not gonna dwell on the press conferences long. I just wanted to ask you, what was your favorite press conference?
My favorite, Devolver Digital. I guess we can't call it a real press conference because they showed two games that I don't know. They were fine, but the whole point of it was to mock the entire idea of these press conferences and how they're typically handled year after year. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant. It was like a brilliant Key and Peele sketch if it were just like way tuned up to like 15 or 16.
Oh, yeah. I kept on calling it a very Tim and Eric-esque sketch.
It was, yes. Yeah. So I loved that. Was like my favorite on-stage thing in general, I guess you could say. But
I would say mine too, so we can go ahead and crown that like, Entertournament champion conference E3 award or whatever.
On-stage presentation of some kind at E3, right?
Nice
in terms
notes,
of, if we're talking about real thing, though,
sure.
I would say Nintendo killed it despite being short and pre-taped. I know they're pre-taped every year pretty much, but still...
Isn't it kind of cool that they still killed it being short, though? It's just like, we're about 25 minutes, and we murdered all you guys, so see ya. And then they throw the Mario cap down and walk off stage. You know, it was good. I have to agree. Mario, the Nintendo stuff gave us the most information in the littlest amount of time, and there were so many announcements that I was like, this is it! Oh, Nintendo's back! You know, like, oh my god. There's not too many more things left in the world after this E3 that haven't been announced. I think, I think a lot of people are pretty happy, and we'll get into like a lot of the stuff that was announced.
And they didn't even. There were certain things that weren't even announced in that little showcase that
plenty of
really hyped.
In all conferences, even Sony had some stuff that I was like, why was that not in their fucking press conference?
Right.
Supermassive was one of our biggest PS4 success. Let's snub them. Supermassive being the Until Dawn people.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. For all the other people.
They were only in the PSVR segment because it kept saying Supermassive across the screen, and I was like, how many games are these guys doing for Sony?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's pretty. They're busy boys over there, and girls. Let's get into it. Let's get into the games. I'm going off of IGN's E3, games that were confirmed at E3, which they would know. There are some on here that I know weren't there that I'm going to skip right over, like Death Stranding. I would have known if they were there. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, everybody that's listening should know that you would know that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing on the list that I'm seeing here is Absolver, man. I saw a lot of gameplay on this one.
I did too.
Yeah, this game is really impressive and not what I thought it was going to be at all. Because it's like kind of online and kind of fighter, but kind of an RPG, but kind of a deck building game, but kind of like it's kind of a lot of things.
Yeah.
After watching all that stuff on it, how do you feel about it? Because I know you and I were pretty interested in it like weeks ago. Whenever we saw other stuff on it,
it's a little MOBA-ish, but it's its own kind of that genre, I guess, in terms of how it's all fisticuffs and fighting styles that you can like even learn from other people. Like you can take on an apprentice or something and learn fighting styles.
You can be a teacher or be a student, and you can be each other's students and teachers while you like learn each other's fighting styles, which is pretty cool.
And you can just kind of switch fighting styles like mid moves and stuff because you have 4 on deck at one point. And you can just kind of just switch between them and attempt different moves to attack people. And the fighting sounded really good, by the way. It wasn't like, psh, psh, it wasn't cartoonish. It felt like you were legitimately hitting the shit out of somebody.
Oh, yeah. No, the choreography is really good. And actually, the art designer is a real martial artist. So the guy can create really cool animations, and he can kick the shit out of you in real life. So it's pretty cool that like the creator is someone of knowledge of this stuff. And they do a lot of research on it, too. I was watching a whole thing on it. Yeah, this game really grabbed me. It's been a busy year, but this game's coming out soon.
August, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
I'm really interested in picking up this one and trying it out. Despite I know that at some point the entire server is going to be filled with people better than me, and then the game's just going to be too obnoxious for me to play. But those first couple weeks are going to be fucking awesome.
There's potential for that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, end of August, the 29th, both PS4 and Windows, not Xbox.
Nice.
Well, it does say Windows. That could be all-encompassing nowadays, because you never know. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Well, play or play anywhere, whatever the hell it's called.
Right. You should pick it up on PS4 so we can play together.
I'm going to. I promise.
Yeah, nice. All right. So next game down on the list that I at least recognize. Again, stop me if you see something I skip over. Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah.
Wow. Saw a lot of stuff on this. They had a lot to show on this game. And Johnny Gat's back. How amazing. And actually, the big green monster guy that you play as, he's Oleg, the big Russian guy. They just did a lot of experiments on him. And one of the characters, Kingpin, he's also one of the agents. So there's 3 agents from Saints Row universe that are in this. So you can just call this a Saints Row game, pretty much. But
right.
It's part of a whole different Agents of Mayhem. It's a different agency that they're working for or whatever. Not just we're taking over the city or now the presidency or whatever. So yeah, this game looks awesome, man. I'm so buying it. You bring 3 heroes out into the field, 3 of your choosing. All 15 characters are completely different. It just looks fun as shit. I don't think there is multiplayer. I'm not sure. I kept on hearing
what?
I kept on hearing mixed things, so we may have a live update later or something. But yeah, it seems like a fun single player game, at least like how Saints Row used to be, which I'm fine with. I don't like playing GTA 5 online storyline with people, so because you can't. But I wouldn't want to.
Right. Yeah. I still this game just looks fun. It's arcadey and it's destroying shit. And this isn't the only one of those games at this at E3. So
yeah,
I don't know. I thought it was fine what I saw, but I didn't see that much, to be honest, because I don't know. I just saw more stuff of the other one that's similar to this. But this one's more airs towards the side of comedy, more so than Crackdown 3 does.
Yeah.
So I guess that has the edge in terms of laughs. LPM.
Yeah, and I bet we're going to get a lot of laughs from Crackdown 3 also, because Crackdown was funny, and Terry Crews is the main character, or one of the characters, so I think these are both going to itch a very similar scratch, so
absolutely.
That's kind of interesting. But I'm gonna play both, so and we'll get to Crackdown. Crackdown was a surprise this year. Yeah. It's coming out so soon.
It is. It looks fun.
And so
it's
is
funny.
this.
It does the humor's in the gameplay, where you can pick up and interact with anything, including dead bodies, and how they just flop around in your arms.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
I'm gonna throw dead bodies at people all day.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Cool. Let's move on to the next game here. It's actually a big one. Actually, the next couple are ones that made my top 10 here. The first one is A Way Out. It's the new IP by Ubisoft. EA, excuse me, not Ubisoft. Wow, I almost fucked that up. Right, yeah, it's made by the studio who did. Kidding. I know, yes, no shit. One's the French version, one's the American version. This game looked amazing. The very first thing I thought of was Jeff and I are playing through this game all the way together.
Yeah.
Just start because you have to. You can at no point play this game without it being split screen or with somebody.
Right.
So
couch or online, yeah.
So we're just going to play this game in segments, We'll just take out 2 days and just beat the shit out of this game. It's about 2 prisoners who have to, rely on each other. 2 different walks of life. One guy who's in there, who's just looking out for himself. The other guy, he's trying to get back to his family. And there's going to be a lot of cross paths where you have to, make a decision where the outcome is going to benefit one guy or the other more, So...
Right.
And I don't know exactly how those decisions are made, if maybe whoever speaks up first or acts first or something, but that's going to be really cool because if everyone gets into their character, you and I are going to be screaming a lot at each other. But my family, Jeff! And you're going to be like, fuck your family! So I'm so excited for that. And it's done by the people who did Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah, that's where it grabbed me. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, same here. And I actually learned, I didn't know this about Brothers, but this guy came from film. He's actually directed 7 films. So he's going to have a whole different perception, almost like a Kojima-like perception on cinematography and telling cinematic stories in video games. That's why even whenever you're playing by yourself on my TV and I'm playing with you or whatever, I'm still seeing your part of the screen on my screen because they're both telling the story. You have to see both sides to kind of get the whole story. It's not you're not just experiencing one side of it, which is really cool. I'm excited for this game, man. Where do you kind of land on this game?
No, yeah, I'm pumped for all the reasons that you just said. The whole brothers aspect, it's basically brothers but multiplayer, and it's obviously a less fantastical story and more grounded and rooted in prison. And it's like a Shawshank Redemption video game of sorts.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
man, I'm so excited. It's really hitting all the right buttons for me. It is a top 10 game for me. So
yeah, good. So we'll announce if they made our top 10 or not, and then we'll go over what our top 10 was at the end. But we'll talk about the games now, so we can kind of just blow through the top 10.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good. Yeah, A Way Out. Keep it on your radar. It's coming out early next year, I think. So it's
most
soon.
Games from E3 are
Every single game had early 2018. I'm like, early 2017 was nuts. Do not do that to me again. I can't handle it. Like, I can't. My heart can't take it. I stopped playing games for 2 months because it was just too much shit at the beginning of the year, and they're doing it again.
Doing it all over again.
Oh my god. All right. Well, the next game with an A in it, Anthem.
Yeah.
Wow. So they showed that at the EA press conference, and I'm like, wow, what a kind of shitty teaser. I didn't really...
Yeah, did nothing for me. Absolutely nothing
You
for
really
me.
just were relying on the big BioWare name at the end of it. And at the end of it, I was like, this is the BioWare game. I'm interested. But that teaser I could have done without, You should... The very first thing of me seeing of this game should have been the showcase at Microsoft, which was fucking awesome. And this is another one that's
blew me the hell away. Oh my god.
This is another one that's on my top 10. It landed hard. I love BioWare, and this looks like what Destiny tried to do, but they're gonna nail it. While Destiny is showing off Destiny 2 this year again, and I'm like, so what's different? But these people are nailing it, man. Like at first you're seeing like the bazaar, like you're going through some kind of town or something, and everyone's talking to you, so it looks really, really, really story heavy. At least that's kind of what I perceive from what they're trying to tell in the trailer. And then it cuts to like two people talking. You don't realize it's two people talking, and then like the name pops up over somebody else's head, and you're like, oh my god, this is a multiplayer game. Then they jump off some huge wall and Iron Man their way down like some fucking ravine. And I'm like, in! Don't even show me more. I'm so in. So fucking in. And then they just kind of show a lot of other like RPG tropes, like picking up a gun and showing stats. Like, oh, yeah. Like, oh, there's an instance over there. We should go in that cave later when, quote-unquote, Kim, pops online or whatever. And then they keep on going forward and then call two people in. And then it just looks cool, man. Like, I mean, there's a lot going on in this game. And it looks like a seamless open world, not like... oh, we have to hop into a loading screen and go to a different planet like Destiny. Like, it looks like you're locked into a singular world.
They started in their little town or wherever that was, and then they all just kind of walked out, not even together, maybe two players together at the start. They went into their little exosuits and just literally went right in deeper into the planet. No loading screen. And you would think it would have struggled. The demo would have struggled because of all of the rendering that it had to do as you were flying across different terrains and stuff.
How did they do that? You were going so quick.
That blows my mind.
And there was wildlife on the ground that was interacting with each other.
Right.
That it was
and trying to attack them, and they just said, nah, we're doing that some other
time. And then
time.
others that were just running away like a stampede because of something that was happening up. I'm like, what the fuck with all this? Like, there's no way this is all going to be real. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on here. There has to be. God damn, it looked good though.
It really did. High in my top 10 for sure.
Mine too, super high. It's just it's one of those games that like I hate. BioWare is one of those studios, and this is A team BioWare, not the B team that did Andromeda just recently. This is like the people who did Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect 1 and 2, and actually the original writer for Mass Effect 1 and 2 is back to write this entire game. Like, this is a quality team doing it. Like, it deserves your attention, and I'm really glad it has both of ours because we'll be playing the shit out of this, I'm sure.
Big time.
Yeah. Maybe not on the Xbox One XXXXXX, but definitely on something that we can
starring
play
Vin Diesel. Xbox starring Vin Diesel,
yeah. I'm not going to talk about ARMS. ARMS is doing well right now. Good for it. But Assassin's Creed is next on here. Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah.
Wow. I had to do a lot of digging that I didn't want to do to find the answers that I wanted to get for this game.
I just stuck with my initial reaction of, I'm not really interested.
You should have, because while I'm probably going to end up playing this game because of the Egypt setting, and they did end up changing everything, I'm fucking bitter that I had to watch 4 hours of gameplay to, like, figure out the answers I wanted to figure out from this. because it wasted a lot of my E3 time. And while it's a big accolade to have changed my mind about this series in terms of just like writing it off, it didn't make any list.
Right.
It didn't make any sort of list. I am interested to play this game, but it made me work for it. And in marketing, you need to be putting your like feet forward on like what you changed and what's new and what you can expect from this game. And I feel like they didn't try and do that at all, which is what Destiny's marketing has been like. Also, I'm just like, you guys don't even give a shit about bringing in new fans or anything like that. You're catering to your old fans, which is fine, I guess, but I don't know. Not what I call good marketing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I know I mentioned I stuck with my gut in terms of like not even bothering to look up more gameplay or anything about Origins. It's not that I'm completely just writing it off and I'm never going to play it. I mean, if people receive it well, and I'm talking like inner circles as well as critics. Yeah. If people like say this is like the best Assassin's Creed has ever been ever, and there's no way they're going to even try to put out something better, then yeah, I'm gonna fucking play it. I'm not an insane person.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about most games. Even if I hear that about Destiny, like, wow,
yeah,
I guess I have to try it now. Like, I'm not gonna be an asshole about it. Like, no, you guys are all wrong about a game that I've never played. You know. So yeah. We're open-minded. Good, Jeff. That's good.
Yeah, I'm staying open-minded regarding it, but on the surface of it, what they showed at the conferences just didn't really resonate at all with my interests.
It looks like it's got less of a combo-y, like a Batman type of combat. It's kind of has more of a dynamic, almost like a Dark Souls' combat, not in terms of difficulty, but just how it plays, you know?
Oh,
locking on and dancing around and stuff like that. I don't know how that's going to change it for the better. I know they changed the parkour. Now you don't press a button to run up stuff. You just immediately start running up stuff. And I'm like, man, that was kind of my problem, though, is that I kept on sticking to everything all the time. Like every time I was trying to... And I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to this guy and this vendor. And I'd start running up his vendor cart. And I'm like, okay, shit, stop that. So I hope that doesn't... increase that more.
Yeah.
But that they did change that, and apparently everybody who's played it said it's for the better, so whatever that means.
Well, that's a good thing, for sure.
I guess, yeah. And there's basilisks in this game, big snakes, so maybe there's more, like, weird magic-y shit, because you play as a Magi who are kind of like magical warriors in that ancient time, so I don't know. A lot of cool keywords that you can use to get me interested, but you made me work for it, Ubisoft, and you can fuck yourself for that.
Just come out and say it. Fuck.
Yeah, just say it. We're different. Here's how. All right, let's move on to Ashen. What a cool like artistic looking game this game. And talk about Dark Souls. Yeah, I got a big, I got a big vibe of Dark Souls from this.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Like characters don't have faces. Looks really cartoony. Looks like it's very co-op driven.
Yeah, I did notice that they kept sticking to showing like two people
even though
together. It was very cinematic. It was very much followed two people the whole time. So
I thought this game was
another
below.
co-op. Yeah,
I thought this game was below at first. I thought they because they said below was not here because they're in a complete revamp, and I'm like, man, it revamped itself to this, and I was like, oh, never mind, it's a different game. But it kind of had that vibe where you're exploring dungeons or caves or something. So yeah, it looked good.
I'm into it. It could be something really special. I just want to see more. That's it.
Yeah, me too.
And there really wasn't much
gameplay.
More.
Yeah, some gameplay. That didn't look like gameplay to me, but it could have been. It looked gameplay to me. Never mind. Now that I think about it, but. We'll see. I don't, it's hard to tell like what the actual objectives is from that trailer. Let's see here. Don't really recognize any of these names.
Yeah, I don't recognize any bees.
Yeah, no bees. Bravo team. You don't know. Okay, never mind. Call of Cthulhu. You and I saw a trailer for that.
Yeah. Looked nutty as hell.
Sign me up. Yeah. I loved it. I love anything Cthulhu, anything H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah, I know there's a lot of craziness in that guy, so. Yeah, I'm into it. You can't really extrapolate too much from the trailer, other than it's probably going to be a big, scary,
I really can't.
Mind fuck. But sign me up. Yeah.
I can't guess what type of game I'm going to be getting into. If it's just an FPX horror game, or if it's an actual game where it's like a shooter or something. I have no clue. But the weirder it looks, I'm all for weird sort of first-person games. I mean, that's absolutely what an aspect of it. So I'm into it. And there's at least a couple others I'm sure that are like that. further down that we'll talk
Oh, yeah.
about. I'm into it. Really want to see more though.
Me too. I want to see
every year. It feels like I see a new
gameplay
trailer and it's not.
Me
it's
too. This game has
cinematic.
been talked about for like 3 years. So, like,
It's ridiculous.
I feel like I've heard about it for a long time. This is like the most we've seen of it, but like this is still not enough. But
Right.
Always excited for more of that universe.
Story looks nuts though. I love it.
Speaking of stuff we're always excited for, Jeff, Call of Duty World War II.
Oh my god! I got an erection.
Wow, a history erection. I will say that it sounds cool that you're going to open up with Normandy and the Battle of Normandy. I want to see that like next gen and everything. Not going to pay $60 for it.
Yeah,
But,
I'm not in that camp.
But
either.
you know, whenever that game goes on sale, I can see myself wanting to play some of like the most historic World War II battles ever. I just have no interest in playing these games online or anything like that. I fell out of Battlefield 1 real quick. I can't. Not a big competitive shooter guy anymore, so.
I'm not either. Just kind of grew out of it.
Yeah, me too. Maybe, you know, not that it's childish, it's just it's not for me anymore.
I do want to see these, as you were saying, graphically speaking, on the current or new gen, whatever you want to call it. Because we haven't. I don't know that we've had. People will correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if we've had like a full blown, like accurate World War II representation on that type of system yet.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think so, at least. So. Yeah.
Wolfenstein doesn't count. That's like alternative.
No. I mean, I know
history.
it's like very historically accurate, but
yeah, it's very historic. Very.
We don't
accurate.
count it.
Giant dogs. Yeah, it's accurate.
I remember that. We'll get there. Yeah, we could skip a few more here. I don't really recognize a lot of these. Current Exile, we can skip over. Crackdown 3, though.
People are excited for Code Vein. Like,
yeah,
big
they
time.
are. I skipped over it because it was a Japanese game that I know you wouldn't have cared about, and I don't know much about it. So
yeah, exactly. Like that's the only thing is I don't know much about it. It looked kind of like a game that I could possibly play, but I was just like, there were a lot of people that was like their game of like, dude, this game is amazing and blah blah blah, and I just didn't see that at all.
Me neither.
Not compared to everything else that I have in my 10. It's just, I don't know, whatever. I just wanted to at least bring it up.
Whatever. But yeah, Crackdown 3 is looking good.
Very.
If everyone keeps on bringing up there was no destruction, yes, the destruction is only in multiplayer. The city is not destructible in single player. Right. Elements of it are, you know, like maybe the gas station will blow up and cars will blow up and stuff like that, but the buildings are not
cars
collapsed.
will not stop blowing up. That's
exactly, yeah. Oh my god, so many explosions. But yeah, you cannot level buildings in single player. That is a multiplayer thing only.
Interesting. I didn't know that, but at the same time, what I saw of single player satisfied me.
Me too.
Immensely. So I'm really excited for this. It's an honorable mention for me because I did watch quite a bit of some streams of this one.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this game, and the fact that it's coming out so soon after being dormant for so long, it's awesome. It's a big win for Microsoft. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are you feeling on Crash Bandicoot? I really don't give a shit. So.
Yeah, I've never played it because I didn't own a PlayStation when I was like younger. I didn't get one until PS2, and it was just I never jumped on the Crash Bandicoot train, so I don't have any.
Hey, let's not get on it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a train we're both on, the Cuphead train coming out, man. What world did we wake up in this week?
We finally have like a committed release date, not a window.
Not a window.
Fall.
This year.
Yeah, September something. But the point is, it's there. Yeah.
Get in,
really do much beyond that.
Wow.
Though.
There's nothing. But that's enough. We wanted to see a release date, and that's what we got. So
we absolutely needed that, though. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's get down.
But it didn't make my list at all because that's all they showed.
Yeah, me too. It didn't make my list.
I had to consider that. Like, I'm excited for it, but you didn't really show much else.
Here's one that made my list because it earned it. Days Gone.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
That might be in my top 10.
Might be.
Might be. I don't know.
It's definitely in my top 10. Man, they showed so many variations of that same trailer, of that same gameplay. I've seen one that takes place in the fall where the trap like springs and it actually gets him, and I've seen one take place in the winter where he locates the trap first and then gets off his motorcycle and like springs his own trap on them. And it's really cool how things can play out dynamically. Like that's not a story event. That's just something that happens randomly almost on any road.
Right.
So you have to be watching out at all times because people are really cunning and they want your things and they want your bite. And
Love those type of games, dude.
Your bike can be stolen. Your bike can be damaged. It's like very Mad Max. You can run out of fuel.
Oh,
you know,
no way.
so
Yeah, that's
there's
awesome.
a lot of things that you have to kind of keep up with your bike, and as a biker, you know, like that's your thing or whatever. And this dude, I forget his name, DJ or something, not a good guy. He's not looking out for anybody. He's looking out for himself. And you're not playing as a good guy, and not like how Joel's not a good guy. You're not playing a good guy.
Right.
They kept on trying to nail that home or whatever.
Not like where Joel's like, I've done some things, and it's just like, but you're still doing the right thing. Ultimately.
Yeah, and most of it was doing things to survive. It's not like you were ever an evil individual. You just you did some questionable things, you know. This, like, he's not a good guy. He's not a. He's not good. They kept on saying that over and over and over again in every interview. So they really wanted to nail that home for whatever reason. Really excited for this game, man. And they're called Freakers, so we have to stop calling them zombies, apparently.
Oh, awesome. Another show or video game with its own, like, definition of a zombie.
And blickers and pickers.
Yeah, we call them walkers. We call them draggers. We call them biters.
Yeah, right. They have to have their own thing. They kept on, correcting them. Not zombies, freakers. I'm like, okay, guys, come on. Infected. Shut your mouth.
I'm very excited for that game. My tune has completely changed a year in a year. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and that's what E3 is about. The magic of it. It's time to like correct your message. That's the stage to do it on, and they did it. So
I don't want to say basic is the wrong word. From the last demo, but I remember the first demo specifically. Sorry, the first demo I remember watching it, going, yeah, it's all right. You know,
well, they didn't do a good job explaining that. They just wanted to show you what a horde of freakers look like and how the environment reacts to the horde, how it collapses on itself when too much weight is there, like all this stuff. Like they were just like, here's our game. So when you look at it, you're like, oh, is that the whole game? Like you're just gonna run around a world and that things are gonna be chasing you. They didn't do a really good job like setting it up or whatever. But now they're like trying to correct that message. And they're like, no, that now we're actually showing you what real gameplay is like, and how that stuff can incorporate. And I'm like, well, you probably should have done that first. But
it looks so much more polished now, like to the point where I think people were even surprised that there was no release date of like this year because it looked that good and done.
And I think it'll be it'll come out next year for sure. And I think it'll come out earlier rather than later. So I'm pretty excited for that game.
Dude, me too.
Yeah, I'll tell you another game I'm excited for, Jeff. Destiny 2.
I'll tell you, I'm doing jumping jacks right fucking now.
Right.
Silently.
Silent jumping silent non-mobile jumping jacks. This game can really go fuck itself. I wish this game would show anything that made it look interesting to new people. And I will say that the interviews were really good for this game, even though I smelled the bullshit from a mile away. But the guy kept on saying, like, if you play our game and you're part of our community, you have a seat at our table of ideas, and we hear everything, and we take everything to heart, and we're trying to fix everything. And that's what I want to hear, and warm my heart to hear stuff like that, and I wish more people would say that. I am not seeing it, so they're just words.
Yeah, they're just words.
Good on you for at least like being. I hope those are all true, and maybe just what you're showing now is not indicative of what you've changed or whatever. But I just wanted to at least put out there that the guy who was ever interviewing round robin at all those E3 interviews, he interviewed very well. I just don't give a shit about your game. I'm sorry.
I couldn't be more indifferent about this or the first Destiny. Like, not even despise.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, that's a game.
Oh, it exists.
It's a game. People play that game.
That's out there. It's got its fan base. Huh.
Right. It sure does. I'm friends with people that are like.
Me too.
And, I mean, so are we on Facebook. Obviously, we're in a group where there's just a ton of Destiny heads.
Destiny heads.
I don't know what to call them.
I don't know what to call them either. Yeah. Guardians.
Sure. And they love what they've been seeing, but that's because they love the first game, so it makes sense to them. Mm-hmm. But it's like you were saying, man. They're not really showing. They're not really showing the changes. At least with Assassin's Creed Origins, they eventually got there. At least 4 hours and they got there, and you were like, okay. Now I'm seeing different things compared to the other entries in the series, but it's just Destiny with a 2 slapped on it.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tll you something that really showed well. That Detroit Become Human had the best trailer at E3. the best trailer at E3. I just want to say that again. Because, like, I think whenever you watch that trailer, there is no denying what that game is after you're done watching it. You know exactly what it is, exactly how it can go down. Like, and they've done this every year. They did that with, like, the Android trailer last year, on the rooftop with the hostage situation and all that stuff. This game shows so well. Put it out.
I know. When there was nothing after the trailer, it was so, like, that's why it's only an honorable mention for me. But, like, it was so disheartening, dude.
It was me too. Like, not even a date. Like, it may not even be next year. Like, that's what that tells me. And this is just Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain all over again. Like, those games got pushed back. So, like, just put those games out. You know, forever. I kept on screaming that.
This does sound like the most ambitious effort so far.
It does.
Because you have so many characters you're going to be following. But I agree that I'm looking through even my list of top 10s, and I'm like, yeah, I think this one has the best trailer, honestly, because it had that beginning, middle, and end. I don't know, it just had its own arc, and it was a very emotional, powerful arc. I thought it's extremely well done. And the mocap is next level shit, man. And,
it is.
And I'm pretty sure, was it this on the PS4? Or was it on PS4 Pro? I can't remember.
I forget. There was one game. Oh, no, God of War was the one.
God of War was PS4.
That was showing PS4. And it's like, what?
Get the fuck out of here, yeah.
Shut your fucking mouth.
But it looks good, man. I can't believe the next level shit that he's able to do with the technology given to him. Like, I felt like even with Beyond Two Souls on PS3, it still looked that good. Like, it still, like, looked like, man, this guy's doing stuff with this technology that nobody's doing.
David Cage was there, and he was doing the interviews, and he was killing it, man. He was like, this is, like, the story I've always wanted to tell. And, you know, like, you know, this is my favorite. Like, he was really passionate about it. You could just tell. It didn't feel like fake, you know. So, yeah, I'm really excited for Detroit.
Me too, man. Honorable mention big time.
Han Men for sure. I just want to say the City of Final Fantasy exists. I'll probably play it, but it seemed very multiplayer focused, while the originals were like had a story and stuff like that. So not a real excitement for me. Doom FVR. I'm glad it's not Doom. Yeah, VFR. What FVR? FDR.
Fucking VR.
Franklin D. Roosevelt edition. Doom, I'm so glad they're not trying to do Doom 4 or whatever, or just Doom, because that game is too fast. People would have died while playing it. They would have vomited all over themselves, and so I'm glad they're tailoring a VR focus kind of experience for Doom. Don't have a VR, so don't really care.
Yeah, we're probably going to skip over a lot of the VR stuff that was announced, because we just don't have an investment into that technology yet. Maybe someday when there's more stuff that's like, dude, trust me, you have to get it because this, and this, and this. Like, you and many others were like, dude, why don't you have a PS4 yet? Because you have this, and this, and this you have to play. And I finally got one, and, you know, it's paid off big time. Because I already missed out on all the big games. I'm waiting for big games to hit it.
Exactly. I want to buy that thing, and on day one have 5 major, not, like, can't-miss experiences the day I buy it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, where that game, you know, exists. Or whatever. I'll tell you, like, a big surprise of the show. I'm really interested to hear what you think about this. I grew up with Dragon Ball Z. I know that you're aware of it. Probably watched it. Don't know if the love's there for you or not.
Used to watch it with my brother, like, a long time in my adolescence.
All right. Yeah. So the people who are doing this game are the people who do Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, prolific fighting game experts. This game got multiple Game of the Shows awards. Got multiple just show awards of being best fighting game, best showcase, best graphics, best whatever. I think I got more than any game this year, which I'll have to like check the numbers on that. But it is like literally the sleeper hit of E3 this year, and it's a fucking Dragon Ball Z game.
I had no idea that it was that successful.
I didn't know until just like yesterday afternoon. I was like, I was excited for it. I didn't know the world was excited for it.
Right.
Wow. Again, what universe did we wake up in today? I know Dragon Ball Z's always been like, famous and had a huge following or whatever. But like for one of their games to be like, best of show, and I've watched a lot of gameplay of it. It looks unreal. Like I've never seen graphics like this in my entire life.
Looks like it resembles the anime a lot, right?
Very much, absolutely. Like what even looks better than the anime. Even it's just It's insane, man. So I'm very hyped on that one. Probably in my top 10. We'll see.
It's a fighter, right? Like a fighting.
It
game?
is, yeah. And those games are known to have really robust single players and stuff like that. So they've got really good story modes and like challenge modes and stuff like that. So I played a lot of the BlazBlues and the Guilty Gears. Those are among my favorite fighting games. And they're always wacky and cool.
You know, I just might jump on the bandwagon with this one because literally everybody else will in our group and everything.
Everybody will.
Yeah. So I mean, I might as well just bite the bullet on that game, especially if it gets lives up to that hype.
They said that all the moves inputs are not complicated like they are in BlazBlue, and the really complicated inputs. It's all gonna be quarter circles or back forwards or up downs and the button input. Like it's never gonna be like 100 things to input something to do a move. So like you're always just a couple buttons away from doing a really cool move. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah, let's move on. Dunk Lords, what the fuck? I'm sure that's
that's the one you
sure it's a game about taking.
I'm sitting here going, everybody's golf. No, everybody is not golf.
Yeah, right. Everybody is golf. No thanks. Fable Fortune, because let's just spit in the face of every Fable fan out there still. It's like, here's your fucking Fable game, you fucking plebs. Fallout 4 VR. I would buy a VR just to play that game in VR. Like seriously, I'm not going to, but yeah, that's the dream, experiencing a whole world, and that's a really slow-paced game in VR. You know, that's kind of a dream, man. You're existing in that world at that point where you're walking around.
That's a good point. I never thought of it that. I just thought of it in a way of like, man, I got to spend 50 hours on that game. Well, that's a task.
Again, yeah, I have to do it again. Yeah, and that's a game where you don't get very far in 30 minutes to an hour, and that's about how long most people can like stand a VR helmet on their head or whatever. So, you know, it's interesting, but that's what speaks to me. Like, I want to exist in other worlds, and if I can walk around Fallout 4 and get, like, you know, beat up by, like, radiated mice and stuff like that while in it, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Right.
Again, not running out to buy a VR, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still holding out hope for a few more titles.
Far Cry 5 was showing real good, man.
Cool, man. Oh man, did that game show really well.
Wow. That guy who like created I think he's been series creator since like 2 or whatever, interviews real well, has a real dark voice, real deep voice, has a beard or whatever.
Racist.
No. He's a white man with a white beard. Anyways, he was really interviewed super well, talked about no towers in this game. There are no towers. You're not crawling up towers and unlocking the map. The way you unlock maps now is by visiting people in the town. And they'll be like, hey, if you walk up here, you'll see a water tower, and right next will be Bill Bob up there or whatever. You know, that was racist.
Billy Jim and Bob.
Billy Jim and Bob. And then you'll go up there, and then like that stuff will be like put on your map. Then so that's kind of interesting.
Awesome.
You have to interact with.
I like that idea.
Kind of like or find it yourself to like have your map filled out. A very Skyrim-like, if you will, because that's exactly what happens in Skyrim.
For sure.
Or Fallout, if you will. Yeah, and then you can also, like, whenever you relieve camps, like when you do that in Fallout, like, the original Fallouts, like, your militias would come and, like, replace, like, the people who you just killed the fortress from. In this game, that part of town will reopen back up, and people will start fixing their homes again, and shops will start opening again, and, like, it'll become, like, kind of like a city center again. So that's kind of interesting. So you're going to be changing the map as you go across it. And it's completely open-ended. So, like, you could experience half the game completely differently than me, even though we're all at one point going to experience all the same stuff. Like, you can go anywhere at any time. Again, much like Skyrim. So I'm really excited for this game, man.
Yeah, it sounds super ambitious for... Far Cry always kind of was to a degree, but this sounds like the most ambitious version of that franchise.
You have a dog now. You can send him off to attack or grab guns.
I almost jumped out of my chair and went, oh shit, when he handed the gun to him. Yeah. That was fucking awesome.
It was so good. Co-op from start to finish. You can do co-op.
Yes.
Love it. You can do the whole goddamn game in co-op.
My God. We might have to, man.
We're going to. I love Far Cry. It's a very fun series.
Yeah.
And
even having 2 separate games for multi and for single player, like that game is worth having 2 save files for. This one looks like the most crazy version of it, and I'm so hyped for it. It is an honorable mention though for me. Like I just couldn't. There's so many games that I regrettably couldn't put in my time.
The announcements previously to E3 I spent my hype on that, you know.
Yeah.
So whenever I was seeing more stuff, I was like, this is great, you know. But there are other things that I'm more excited for right now.
Right.
But Far Cry 5 is hard on men. Hard on men.
Yeah, big time.
FIFA 18. Let's talk about our most loved game here, Jeff. I'm sorry, FIFA Switch. Oh, no, let's skip both of those because I don't give a shit. Or we could talk about the Final Fantasy 15 VR fishing experience.
Oh my god. Is that all it is? Is that all the game is?
Yeah, that's all that is.
I didn't know. I thought that was just an example.
Any of that. I don't even want to talk about Fire Emblem Warriors right now. I will get that on the Switch. It's just a Dynasty Warrior game of Fire Emblem. Great. That's all you have to say about that game. A big surprise of the show for me was Fortnite. Did you see much of this game at all?
I don't even know what this is.
I got to send you a lot of stuff on this because you and I are playing this in July whenever it comes out. It is a game where you start the game in an open, procedurally world-built city, kind of like Minecraft.
Oh my god, it comes out next month.
Or next month. Next month.
Holy shit.
It's a game where you go out in the middle of the day and you're killing kind of zombies by day and you're collecting materials, and then you go back to your home base, or you build your home base with defenses and you can where you store all your stuff, kind of like Minecraft, if you will. And at night you just get raided. And like you have to make sure your defenses and your weapons and everything can kind of hold up to everything, and it's completely co-op, 4-player.
Wow.
You come into my world, you share like my fort or whatever. We go into your world, we're playing in your fort, and it's all and it's story driven. Also, there's stories, there's missions. It's not just about building your base and surviving at night. There's this there are quests and everything like that. Also, we will be playing this game.
Yeah,
it's
that
gonna
sounds
be awesome.
Really cool, man. Oh wow, that's Minecraft with more of a purpose, I think.
Yeah, and a cool, fun art style too. I like it.
Oh yeah, I saw some of the pictures and I was like, oh, that looks cool.
It doesn't look like every other fucking zombie game.
Right? Yeah, it's got its own. I don't know. There's something about it. It's very Disney-ish.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
To a degree. Yeah. It's just. That's what it reminds me of, I guess.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. Whatever.
Well, we don't have to spend too much on Forza Motorsport 7. The game looks good.
We know what we're getting. Yeah.
Game looks really good.
Yeah,
How do they make cars look better every year? I don't know.
I don't know either. It does look ridiculously good.
I think the cars in that game look better than the cars in real life sometimes.
Yeah, when they pull out the real life car, I was like, it doesn't look as good. I'm sorry. Put it back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, the graphics on that. So I literally said it out loud just for goofs. I was like, oh, the graphics on that car suck. When they just turned the Porsche around in real life, I was like, ugh. Yeah. But yeah, good for them for keeping consistent with that series, because I'll buy it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just one of those games that's like, obviously we're going to get it, right? Like, I mean.
Yeah. And now it looks like they're kind of branching out to things that are not just real, like circuits. Like they're like, here's a stretch of road in here that people have raced on before or whatever. So they're bringing those to like life also. So more maps is what I'm saying, which is what that series always needs. Not the same 12 famous tracks or whatever. God of War, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa. God damn. Put this game out. I don't want to see anything else. I want to see zero more. When the World Serpent came and said he wants to join Kratos in like their fight to like take down whatever, I was like, he's gonna.
We don't even know the mission yet.
He's gonna destroy reality again. He's gonna take down the gods again. Like that's that Serpent's purpose. You know, would not be. He's joining up with the bad guys again. So it's like, it's cool, man. Like, and it looks like it's got a really cool like father-son thing where they're gonna have all these moments where like his son's trying to live up to what Kratos wants him to be or needs him to be, but also Kratos kind of doesn't want him to become him, you know. And it's gonna be this really complex, weird story that doesn't belong in God of War, but
not at all. Yeah, but that's the
gonna be there now. So yeah,
it's like let's give him some redeeming qualities, because otherwise he's just an asshole, right? Like if you make him a father, he's less of an asshole.
Can't wait to see how this connects to the other ones, if at all. Like, wow, yeah, you know, I came here because I killed my other reality, so I'm here now. I'm very excited for this game. It showed off so well, and we got to see the big monsters that this series is known for, like the things that look as big as worlds, you know, that you're climbing on and they're moving, and the thing that the series became known for, like that's still here. It's not going to be like completely grounded like we thought it was. Like, oh, it's going to be just a guy with an axe killing things, kind of more to scale to him. No, like it's still, the scale is there.
Yeah, he's still going to be climbing shit and Yeah, the scale. Yeah, exactly what I was gonna say. Jesus,
It looks so beautiful. It looks so good.
It does, dude.
And I have a theory that that is Kratos' real son, and that is like he kind of bedded up with a god or a goddess rather, because his son speaks the Nordic language. That's why he's like, "What is he saying?" And the son's like, "He wants to help us." So the son's of that world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like maybe they, maybe we'll figure out that it's the wife was a goddess. That's what these games are all about. It's all about tying in like gods and stuff like that. So
right.
Yeah, very excited for this game, man.
Dude,
super,
me
super
too.
excited.
Honorable mention though for me, but
yeah,
really into what they showed. It was just epic because they showed so much.
They really did. Another big showcase. Wow. Gran Turismo Sports. What a silent game. This game wasn't even at the press conference. They're like, this game's still coming out. I'm like, is it? Yeah, I don't feel like it is. I used to love this series, and now I'm just like kind of care about Forza. I really don't care if this comes out this year. If it comes out next year, maybe I'll get it. But I'm a Forza boy now, so sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of that's the camp I'm in too, and I'm like that's the only thing that's holding me back because I've never played a Gran Turismo ever.
They're really good, but
I've heard
Forza's the king now, man.
Right, that's the thing. Is like, is it going to be better than what I already play? I don't
know. No.
I'll only mention the next one showing in the list, Griftlands on PC. It looks like another hand-drawn game, which those are always infinitely impressing because like they just, God, there's just something about them that's so movie-like, but you're controlling the characters. It's an RPG where everything is negotiable, like money, loyalty, morality. Yeah, so it's literally Griftlands. You're grifting. So it just the appeal. There's an appeal visually that grabbed me immediately, and hopefully it'll be one of those games that because of its success on PC, like Jotun or something, it'll end up being on PS4
or Undertale, like they just announced this.
Yeah,
week.
Exactly. Undertale's gonna be on PS4 too. That's amazing. Guts,
amazing, yeah.
Like the Nickelodeon show.
I think that's what it is. Do you have it?
Guts.
I want a piece of the crag.
Oh
okay, that's enough of that joke. They announced DLC for Horizon. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
I hope they put out more stuff for that. Game is good. Game is real good.
Yeah, very good. And I like the different, season.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And there were snowy areas in the map, but like they feel like they're really doubling down and like living in that area now. So. Yeah, I'm pretty into that.
Hidden Agenda's right before that. That's another from Supermassive. And
yeah. I can't believe I skipped right over that. Hidden Agenda. What a fucking oversight, Sony.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Put that in your press conference.
No
They're like,
shit.
hey, we're doing it again, but it's a crime drama. It's like us trying Heavy Rain. I'm like, oh, I'm so in. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm mega super in right now.
So you play Detective and a DA? You play two different characters? Is that what's going on?
I think I read that, yeah. It's like a DA and a police officer or something like that.
Yeah. Looks good. That trailer, go check out that trailer. Not a lot of gameplay for it, but check it out. I wish they would have like had a big kind of open, like this is it. Like maybe they'll show it off of PSX or something. But man, yeah, sign me up for that.
Yeah,
game.
I put that as an honorable mention because his interview alone in that footage, like. It already had my attention. Like when he was like, "Oh yeah, we added some couch, co-op type features where like you field your decision making to
everyone's playing with a cell phone, like through an app,
exactly.
like Quibbitch or whatever,
So cool.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm excited for that. That sounds really cool because I played that game with like my roommates, so it'd be cool if they could be like,
exactly.
we're gonna fuck your game up with
exactly. So it'll work for you guys.
Decisions.
Yeah, everybody's dead. Killer gets away.
Yeah, exactly. Kills all LA.
Well, we can't. We can't move on without talking about Just Dance 2018. I mean that shit.
We can, and we will.
Okay. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, no thanks. Kingdoms and Castles, never heard of it. Kingdom Hearts 3 had a small little trailer. Every time I look at that game and they're like, we're not anywhere near done with this game. I look at that trailer, and I've looked at the last trailers. Every single trailer had showed off 4 new worlds.
Jesus. And they're not done.
You're pretty done with this game. Like, this game is in a certain state of doneness if you're showing new worlds every trailer. I'm tired of hearing about it, Square Enix. You need to put this game out. Like you're like that meme where it shows like me when I played Kingdom Hearts 1, and it's like an 8-year-old boy, and it's like me when I played 2, and you're like a teenager. It's like me when I played 3, and it's like an 85-year-old man. I feel that way. Put the game out. Put the fucking game out. Yeah, let's just move on from that. That game gets me heated. Kirby Switch. That game showed off really well.
Yeah, like, I mean, it looked like a Kirby game.
Yeah, give me a Kirby game. Not making any lists or anything, but I'm in. Sign me up for a Kirby game. I'll buy it on sale for sure. I
enjoyed the last entry on the 3DS.
Me too.
Fine,
yeah,
and it looked like more of that, just better looking.
Yeah.
So I'm into it.
Yeah. What about Knack 2? What's
your
feeling?
I don't know shit about Knack 2. I just saw everybody making jokes about it.
Yeah, Knack 2 is a joke of itself, and we're not even gonna give it a time of day. I don't care if it's only $40.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I know they keep on talking about Lawbreakers. I'm like, I don't care. It's
another
hero shooter. I'm not going to play that shit. Sorry, everybody.
That is a MOBA. Let's not even kid ourselves. It says team-based. Okay, team-based MOBA.
That's what a MOBA is. It's team-based.
Oh, okay. I thought Overwatch is every man for himself for some reason.
That's true. Well, no, it's not. Well, there's probably modes that are like that. I don't know.
But that's the purpose, though, is you go to an arena and you kill a bunch of people.
Play the objective. That's the big thing. Play the objective. That's what you hear everybody say. So that's people screaming at their teammates. Because you don't just kill people in those games. You play the objective.
I know people are into it, though. There's definitely a following for Lawbreakers so far.
There is a big following.
For like all the beta and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll tell you about something that I've just went radio silence on. Life is Strange Before the Storm. Heard too many dark things about this game. So put it in the dark. Like, you're in the dark. I'm not listening to anything until I'm playing you. Like, you don't get any screen time from me.
Right. Yeah, because they said they had a 20-minute demo at least, or at least that's what was.
Yeah.
On many
why would
YouTube
you want to see that?
Exactly. It's like watching half of a movie before you go see it. It doesn't make any sense because it's literally like a movie sometimes, or at least this franchise is.
So this game was happening during the strike. So Ashley Birch won't be back to reprise her role as Chloe, and so bummed about that. And also, it's being done by a completely different studio. While Don't Nod finishes up Vampire, which we'll talk about later, and the actual sequel to this game. So I don't know if it's even written by the same person. So I'm just all sorts of scared for this game. So I was just like, I'm just gonna go radio silent on it and play it when it comes out, and we'll just call it at that. So,
right? Because this isn't the sequel that we're expecting to deliver hard.
Yeah.
The prequels are hit and miss, even with like Telltale, like Michonne.
Guess what, everybody? Chloe won't die at the end of this game.
Right. And there's no supernatural. Like, you take away the supernatural element of the game, like the time travel stuff. Oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna do with this.
The stakes are gonna be really high now. That's for sure. Which is very interesting to me.
This managed to, because we heard about this maybe a week before E3. I think I managed to end up putting this in honorable mentions. Only I don't know what it was about the game that. The more I heard about it, the more I was like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I didn't want to hear more about it. While list are 4 games I want to hear more about.
Yeah, exactly.
So sorry, Life is Strange. You're one of my favorite games ever, and you will get the love you deserve just when you come out.
I will say that I don't really have anything to say profound about it, but Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm really into those games.
Oh, good.
Those are really fun.
Fun.
There's nothing profound. Like, there's nothing that's just. Utterly amazing about them. They're just so much fun. That's all. Yeah. That's all I want out of them, and I know it's going to deliver.
Yeah. Something else that's going to deliver: Madden NFL 18. Man, they really nailed down their formula. I heard they have their formula really set, so they're going to stick with it. I hear, and they're going to deliver it. So
correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's football teams in that game.
There are multiple ones too.
There was a story mode I did see that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I'm still not going to play it.
Yeah, it's like brothers, people from the same town, like growing up together. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but pass.
Right.
Let's see here. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Did you play the demo?
Ooh, no, I didn't, but that showed really well at the Sony
I played the demo. It was fun. I enjoyed it. The moment that I was like getting the hang of everything, the demo ended. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I won't.
Fuck.
I'm not going to play that again because you can't just like start a matchup. You have to play like the beginning of the story or whatever.
Right.
They're really doubling down on the story. It plays just like a Mortal Kombat story where like you're playing with these characters and then it switches to these characters and then it switches to these characters. So I like that a lot. Couldn't figure out if they took away assist moves, or I couldn't figure out how to use them. Maybe they took the mechanic away completely. That is the biggest mechanic in Marvel vs. Capcom. So,
I wish I knew more about this franchise, dude. I just don't. But I thought the trailer showed really well.
Like you press a button and one of your 3 team members jump in.
Oh,
and
that's
do
right. You have team members. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you can press all of it, and all 3 of your team members will all do a move together. That wasn't there, or I didn't figure out how to pull it off. So I don't really know what the deal is with that, but it felt really good to play. I enjoyed that game. I will definitely catch it on a sale.
Well, then I'll get the demo. Then it's not that long, right?
The demo, yeah, it takes 20 minutes to play.
Oh,
You'll
cool.
really get a feel for how the mechanics are, which they're solid. So, we got Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle next. Never did I think when this game was going to show itself they were going to be like, yeah, this game's XCOM, but with cute rabbits and Mario. I'm like, what?
That sounds insane.
And they're like, yeah, and then they showed the creative director as the game was as Miyamoto came out, and everyone's like, oh, here, everyone say thanks to the creative director, and they showed him, and he started crying, and I was like, this is what E3's all about, man.
Yeah.
No one knew who this guy was, now the whole world knows who he is, and guys being passionate right there in the audience, and Miyamoto's up there giving the approval. No one's ever seen anything what is that guy doing on somebody else's stage? It was all I've never seen anything like this before,
Right.
It was so cool. It was such a cool moment or whatever.
Not the only moment that happened like that at the Ubisoft conference, which was really cool.
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
an emotional conference for a lot of people.
It really was. Yeah, it really was. I'll probably play that game. It looks fun.
Yeah. If it's
again,
XCOM, then I probably won't.
Not one I'm gonna rush out and buy at launch, but I like XCOM and I like Mario, so why not?
I like my Switch, so if it ends up getting, if it's renowned, then maybe I'll consider it.
Yeah. Maybe
I like playing things on it.
It's not going to be as deep as XCOM, so maybe if it's the difficulty that keeps you away, then.
Oh man, I would die so many times in that game if I played it. I want to talk like this or no?
You talk like this.
Matterfall. I had a feeling we were going to skip over it, but I saw some of Matterfall, and it looks like a fun platformer. I didn't see a lot of it, but it looks fun.
Looks fun, yeah. It does look fun. I don't think Metal Gear Survive was actually there, and if it was, we're definitely not going to talk about it.
I think they ended up skipping with a reason for some reason. I don't remember. There was a reason, though. But they were like, no, we're good. But yeah, fuck that game again.
Yeah. It's so fun. Even when PES, the soccer game from Konami came up on stage, you could hear people in the background going, boo! And I'm like, I feel so bad for them. These guys, it's not their fault,
Right. It's the higher up.
Boo! Yeah. Oh, fuck.
It's Mr. Konami,
this is,
okay?
Yeah, Konami here with PES soccer. Fuck you. Oh, fuck. Let's not fucking beat that dead horse, though. And let's talk about Metro Exodus.
Ooh,
whoa!
Wow.
I didn't know this was a Metro game until they literally said Metro at the end of it.
I didn't either.
And I actually went back and didn't want to beat Metro 1 because I was near the end of that game. I watched all these YouTube videos to kind of catch myself up. Bought the second game. Gonna play the second game because I want to be ready for this game because that's how much this trailer.
Yeah, I got them both for $5 each.
Awesome.
So I'm excited.
Nice.
To catch up on
very
that.
atmospheric shooters. I was watching interviews. They were like, yeah, we are moving to an open world thing, but whenever you're doing story missions, there are going to be linear parts. So you're still going to get that atmospheric feeling that we're so well renowned for. And I'm like, good. I will say, man, and I kind of pointed this out on the Subculture live stream, but I said this game has a very Witcher-like trajectory. When Metro 1 came out, when Witcher 3 came out, there were 2 smaller European studios that no one ever heard of taking on book properties,
Mm-hmm.
And then got renowned from their first games. Both first games were really janky. The second games came out, they were really polished, really interesting versions of those games. And then the third games came out, and both games made the jump to AAA open world.
Right.
They have the same exact creative trajectories, and I think this is going to be the next big thing, man.
That
I think
is
this is going to be Witcher 3 level of hugeness in terms of everyone talking about it and all that stuff. And these games just have a lot of heart because they're small studios making big games, making games bigger than they should be making. And I'm very, very, very excited for Metro Exodus. That game, I wanted to be like, Jeff, that game's all CG. That game's all gameplay. That trailer was 100% gameplay.
That's insane.
I did not believe that. It was running on the Xbox One XXXXL XC Omega Force 3. And I wanted it to be like, oh, it's a CG trailer. Like, this is, I'm calling, like, bullshit. This is a CG trailer. It's not going to look like this. It's a CG trailer. I wanted to be the guy, like, calling woof or whatever. Shame on me. That was all gameplay with no HUD and no QuickTime sequence. So a lot of the stuff that you're seeing that you're like, that's not gameplay. Those are QuickTime sequences that you're doing. Like, so it's a prompt on the screen. You're pressing something, and then that's why a cool animation will act out. That's why I never thought it was, like, an actual gameplay trailer. They just took away all the prompts and everything.
Yeah, this game is going to be...
That is gameplay, so...
I would not have made that trajectory, the parallels on the trajectory with the Witcher guys, because this game does look like it could be a huge win for them.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. And it is an honorable mention for me, only because I don't have the past history with the franchise.
It ended up being an honorable mention for me, too, because so many other things, like, wowed me more. This is a big wowing one, though. This would have been a hard...
It did show really well, so I
really
had to
did.
give it props, absolutely.
Another game that was a big surprise this year, Metroid Prime 4. Wow, like, people lost their minds whenever they saw the S on the screen, then a 4. I'm not the biggest like Prime guy in the world. I'm actually the Metroid Samus Returns, which we can just kind of roll into this conversation too. That's more my style of Metroid, the side scrolling.
Oh, okay.
Really excited for Prime though. Like that's going to be a great way to play like a really cool sci-fi Nintendo version first-person shooter on the go. Like, wow, how fun that's going to be. And those games are solid experiences, man. They're really
Yeah, I don't have experiences with anything from this franchise, so I'm actually pretty...
just imagine like a space bounty hunter game.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's what Metroid is. Samus is a space bounty hunter who just goes to planets and just murders things. So
see that style, that little that artistic whatever, that art looks more familiar to me. The way that's drawn out and stuff. Than Well, obviously they didn't show anything from Metroid Prime 4.
It literally showed a 4. Yeah. Yeah.
Coming 6 years from now.
Excited for those games. A big reason why Nintendo really took it home this year. Right. That's one where everybody, you guys, can we get real quick? If you guys don't buy this game, they will never make another one.
Yeah.
That's why it took so long for them to make it. No one buys these games. All the people who do are really loud and really vocal and stuff like that, but like they're not big hit games. So buy it, or they will never make another one.
Oh boy.
Them's are the rules.
Wow. Yeah. I wasn't aware of that. Like I said, I'm so in the dark in this series.
Yeah. Here's a big one: Middle Earth: Shadow of War.
Man, this showed really well. Holy shit!
Well, heard some whispers that it didn't feel as well as it looked.
Really?
From people with their hands on it. But it is a big game that's still in development for a few more months. So I'm kind of taking those words at a just. Okay, you said that. I'll take that to heart, and we'll move forward with it.
Yeah, 4 months.
Again,
you got 4 months.
They didn't show a lot new. They just showed a lot. They just didn't show a lot new. So it's not one that made my top 10. But it is one that I am so excited for. And wow, the amount of things you can do in this game is amazing. Can't wait to build my own orc army. And the people who I don't like,
what they showed
I'm gonna banish. I'm gonna banish orcs who I don't like. Like I just don't like your whole vibe, man. And I'm gonna banish you. Because I want that like story where he'll come back, be like, "Oh, you banished me, and now I'm here with my own army," or something like that. I'll be like, "All right." So yeah, I'm not gonna like murder any orc if I can help it. Even though like if you cut people in half, they'll come back sometimes still. So, very excited for this game still. You can ride a dragon.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Yeah, sign me the fuck up immediately. That's an honorable mention for me. It's only pretty much because, like you said, this what's new about what we saw, and it's not a whole lot. But it's still what they did show really impressed me. I think it was Microsoft that nabbed the gameplay for this one.
I think so. Yeah.
I think I have it listed out. I think it was Microsoft. Anyway, regardless, what they showed though, where he confronted like this giant ass. What was it? An orc? I don't even remember. Was that an orc? There's so many variations.
I don't know. There's so many things that were on the screen. I wouldn't know what you were talking about unless you showed me.
But he was able to recruit the big guy and in his army and stuff, and that just I was like, holy shit! I can seriously.
You can equip your bodyguard, so if you're getting your ass kicked, he'll show up out of nowhere and be like, "Oh, I was watching from over there." It looked like you were having a hard time, so I smashed your skull in. It's like, what? Like, this is so cool.
That sounds incredible. I can't
wait to have these like relationships with like all these silly named orcs and stuff like that. And it's supposed to like they're all supposed to have like kind of a lighthearted nature to it. Like they're supposed to say funny things and stuff, even though it's a very dark game. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for it. October is going to be loaded for us.
Yeah, it's too loaded. Thanks, guys. Monster Hunter World. Game showed really well. It's going to be a PS4 only game, it looks like. They finally opened up the whole world, so it's not zoned off. It's like a big open world game with like an ecosystem. Yeah. You're gonna come across animals hunting each other. You could lead big animals into other big animals' nests and then just watch them fight each other out and then kind of reap the benefits from it. There's a lot of things you can do in this game. I buy every one of these. I get 20 hours in. I realize the grind and the gameplay loop, and I stop. And I will do it again.
I'll do it again for a game that looks like this.
Yeah, me too. It looked good.
Not again for like the first time, I guess.
No shit.
Because it's a lot to take on the first time you grab one of these games. I learned from not Generations, the one before that, Monster Hunter 4, I think, on 3DS, and I was like, man, this is so much. Oh my god.
Such a grind.
And I just end up going, you know what, fuck it, there's gonna be a new one coming out, so fuck it.
Yeah, you know that level you just played? Do it again, hunt the same monster, because you didn't drop the thing that you needed. Okay, now you finally got that thing. Now you need 7 more of them. So yeah, that game is soul crushing. Talk about that's not a good segue. It's gonna today. Talk about soul crushing. Need for Speed Payback.
What the fuck?
No, but there's nothing soul crushing about it. The game just looks like Fast and the Furious, and they showed the same level over and over and over again about stealing the Porsche or whatever out of the back of the
that's all they got.
Big truck. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone kept on asking us for a single-player story thing or whatever. And they kept saying that in every interview, and I go, I don't think anybody was asking for that. I don't know if anyone's ever been like, I want more story in my Need for Speed games, you know? Like, I think what people meant by that is just like a single-player campaign where you're just playing like a series of tracks with like, you know, stipulations and challenges and different, you know, racers and stuff like that. I don't think people ever wanted like a story, so maybe they missed that message, because now we have a very voice-acted, very acted, very produced Need for Speed game.
Yeah, I'm not so much into that myself.
Me neither. Yeah, then I buy every one of these games. Yeah. Probably not going to buy this one. So
it's I was getting some Burnout vibes from it, but the collisions just weren't as obviously as animated. You know what I mean? Or
that studio has been working on those games for a while now, and now they made their own studio called Ghost, which a lot of the Burnout studio came, like half of their team went there, and the other half kind of stayed at that other studio. So it's like that. A lot of that DNA is there, but yeah, because it's licensed cars, they can't just break them to shit, you know?
Yeah, because they go fucking wild in Burnout.
Yeah, they do.
It's like you can't do that.
Bring
to a
back
car.
Another Burnout. Can we bring that series back already? Like I'm so tired of like
Microsoft, dude, pull the trigger. Like you want an exclusive? Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah, I'd buy that so quick. Oh my god. Speaking about something I know you're gonna buy quick, Nino Cooney Pooney Tooney Junie 2.
Just put the word no in there 18 more times and you have...
I know you love these games. Nope, I know not for you. Day one for me, coming out this year. Never thought in a million years that was gonna happen.
How old was the last game?
It came out a few years ago, PS3, you know.
Oh wow,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it came out a while ago. Really excited for this game. Looks really pretty. Wow, like looks hand drawn almost. So we'll be sure to talk about that while you tune out when that comes out. So
what are we talking about? I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I wanted to say something really quick. This isn't really a rant, and I don't mean to divert. But with Minecraft, when they're talking about super graphics pack or whatever for the Xbox One X, this game looks bad on purpose. Why are we making it look better? It doesn't make any sense.
In our new 4K technology, we're allowed to make Minecraft look better than ever. No one wants that.
I want bigger worlds. Sure, that'd be great. Bigger, better.
Cooler or longer draw distances so you can see those bigger worlds. I don't need them to look better.
But we're going to make the blocks more refined. Like, what does that even mean? I don't...
I've seen them side by side, too, and I'm like, oh, God.
After Nino Cooney, Nino Cooney, we have, in this list, we have Observer, which did get a very brief spotlight during Microsoft's ID at Xbox showcase. And yeah, I'm excited for that game. If it's an FPX sci-fi horror, psychological horror game.
Me too. Yeah. Sign me up.
Really, oh man, I just love that genre, dude. Like, there's just trip me out, dude. I just.
Yeah, seriously, I want to be on I want to have a brain fuck by the end of it. Where
Exactly,
I'm just
that's what it looks like. It will be too.
Yeah.
It looks great. Oh man, I'm so excited. Oh man, we got one coming up. I'm super excited about.
I'm sure you're talking about Outcast, second content. Okay,
that's the
Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Is that it?
Ooblets. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh, Ooblets. Yeah, that's why I skipped over it.
Ori though. Ori's in my top 5 even.
Yeah,
it's in my top 5.
Should
like,
be.
That game is just fucking gorgeous, like breathtakingly gorgeous.
I got grilled for not playing more of this first game, so it's one I'm gonna have to go back to. Mm-hmm. But man, they somehow made that game look more pretty. How did they do that?
And the score, just having somebody, the score is magnificent. Like, it's one of the best scores. If we did like a video game score top 10, which we could probably pull off if we got like a third person that's knowledgeable about that.
Good. I think that'd be awesome.
I don't know if JD's super into scores of video games, but this is up there for top 10 for me. But to have like a piano person there playing the theme and but like doing it live, it shows that they know what's important about this game or what's so successful about it. Just all the elements combined together, and it's just an emotional trailer. Like it was very touching at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit. It's great, man. I'm so excited. Whew.
Yeah, that game is a big win for Microsoft for them to have that. So good for them that they've got something like
big
that.
Time.
Because Lord knows Sony stole Inside from them.
Fucking did, man. Unbelievable.
Fucking assholes. Yeah, fucking unbelievable, right?
And then, of course, the developer's not going to be like, no.
Yeah, they're like, more money? Yeah.
More eyes on our game? Yeah.
Sure. I'll just touch on Radiant Historia. Really, I love that original game. It's coming to the Switch. It's an RPG. You'll not love it, Jeff. One you and I might play together, though, is PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. It's basically just the Hunger Games or Battle Royale. It's going to be on Xbox One. Love watching Let's Plays of this game. It's really big on PC right now.
I love how glitchy it is and shit.
It's in alpha or beta or something. It's so fucking, it's just a bullshitty game, you know? And they're going to add a campaign and zombies to it. Yeah. So, we might be playing a lot of this game. Might even be streaming some of it. I don't know how stream...
I was going to say that they really captured, Microsoft, I'm glad they got this, because they captured, the humor of it perfectly.
Yeah, they did.
At the end where somebody just, beats them with, what was it? Like a shovel? Not even like a shovel. A frying pan or something? Beats him over the head with it. And the dude just dies, and they're just, coming whatever the date is. It was so brilliant.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I like how Red Dead Redemption 2 is on this list. What are you, smoking, IGN? Did you even go back and look at this list? Come on, you guys, come on.
Get your head out of your ass.
I wish I saw something on Road Redemption. That's the motorcycle game, Road Rash from back in the day.
No way.
They just couldn't get the name back. It's just called Road Redemption. So keep an eye out on that. Sea of Thieves. Put this game inside of me. Put it all the way up inside of me. I want to be inside of this game. I want to have children with this game. I would have made this game of the show if I hadn't have seen this game so many times already.
Right. That's the thing.
Wow, they showed it off really well, though. You really get an idea of what the mission structure is like in this game. What are your feelings on this game before I launch into a lot of things that I heard about it?
I thought this was the best demo that they could possibly do with the pirate narrator instead of some type of... They did some type of contrived thing with 4 players last time. I remember that. Mm-hmm. Even though the demo was interesting and I still wanted to play what they were doing. It just felt very staged, obviously, because it was.
Yeah.
But this was cool. The pre-taped pirate personality and the humor to it. I don't know. I think it captured the essence of the game perfectly. This is definitely an honorable mention for me because we've seen so much of it already. But just the fact that it's not like when the No Man's Sky developer says you can just do anything. You can do anything. I literally mean you can do anything in this game.
Yeah. And let me kind of build off that because this game also doesn't hold your hand, and also you really do need those 3 extra players to play this game.
Yeah, you do.
Whenever you get a mission, your mission will give you a map, and the map will have kind of like an outline of what the island that you need to go to looks like, and then you need to find that island on your map in your ship and there's no waypoints or
Yeah.
highlighted things or anything. You work for this game.
Sounds like being a real pirate, honestly.
Everybody is standing around the map. One person's controlling it, kind of, but everyone can see what other people are seeing on the map,
Yeah.
And then whenever you match up the map with your treasure map, you're like, that's the area we need to go to. But still, there's no way for you to mark it like a circle or anything. What you need to do is everyone needs to get to their post. And someone's going, turn east, turn west, go straight, 2 degrees this way, 2 degrees that way, or whatever. But while they're doing that, you need to look for live obstacles like rocks and stuff like that or other ships. So you got to have someone up there in your crow's nest, and you're actually getting there. But when you land on the island of your choosing, you're not populating the map with your people. You have to just know you landed on the north side of that island and where that treasure is according to your location on the. You're working for this game, man.
Yeah.
Like there's no hand holding, and you staying out with treasure is risk reward. The idea is to get treasure, then bring it back to your outpost. If you're logged into my game, we're working out of my outpost.
Right.
I don't know how any deeper mechanics of the outpost, but if we're out pillaging and grabbing stuff, and we get killed before we get to our outpost, we lose all that treasure, as one would expect or whatever. So it creates this risk reward of how much treasure we want to have out there, and you can hide your treasure in your ship. So if your ship goes down, you at least have a little bit of time to like grab your treasure where it's hidden before the other team can. It's really cool. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game, and I want this game so bad it hurts. You and I,
me too.
We're gonna have like set a day aside where every single week.
Yeah, you mentioned like Pirate Monday or something.
Pirate Monday
we're really gonna have to.
We're gonna have to really stick to it, and even if it's just the two of us, we can recruit other noobs or whatever to.
Yeah, it's my pirate friend. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. We'll make them walk the plank at the end of our plays. We'll be like, all right, you're not getting shit. Get out of here. And then we'll watch them get eaten by sharks. It'll be awesome.
So it's like practically being a pirate back then. You know what I mean? In terms of like, here's a shittily drawn map.
Yeah.
And here's how we give directions and stuff. It's exactly like that.
Horrifying tales of like all 4 people leaving the ship behind and them coming back and their ship being gone or sunken, and now they're stuck on that deserted island. There are ways to get your ship back. I don't know what those ways are. And there's just a lot of stuff going on in this game, man.
Sounds incredible to me.
I'm just so excited to play it. Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh man, I'm excited. I know that
Really
it leaked or whatever, but I still didn't deter my excitement because this is a game people will not shut up about.
Yeah,
At least recently, like maybe because I've been paying attention more now in gaming and stuff. Calling it one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting a version that I can finally play without rolling my eyes. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Well, it ran kind of like garbage on the PS2 anyway, so now like you have like a real technology, you can really run it, without frame rate drops and pop in and stuff like that. So maybe they'll add more to the open world as well, since it was a little barren last time. They said it was a complete from the ground up remake. They're not reusing any old assets.
That's awesome.
But it will be a 1-for-1 remake. They're not, it's not a director's cut with like new scenes. Maybe there'll be new.
Oh, okay. So the story
more content, but the story will be beat for beat the same.
Okay, that's respectable. I get that because that's what people loved about the game. If they changed anything, people would be like, "What the fuck?
What's going on?
I don't know what life is anymore." So I am stoked to finally. But it's in my top 10, dude. Like I am that stoked to play this game.
Nice.
Fucking finally. Like it looks so cool. Oh man.
That's good. Skull and Bones, I was very excited for, and then I heard it was mostly an online-focused game, and then you never get out of your ships, and I go, yeah, I'm not going to play that.
It's like Sea of Thieves, but you just do one thing from Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, exactly, and it's kind of like the same failed attempt that they had with For Honor, where it was very multiplayer-focused, but they couldn't just... I don't know, it just seems like this game's destined to fail, so... Bethesda had the goal to announce Skyrim 7 more times on 7 different things. I love that game, but Jesus Christ.
I know, man. Talk about milking it. Jesus.
Yeah, wow. Good for them, I guess. You have a hit
that
there.
tip must be raw by now. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, no shit. I am buying that game on the Switch with Zelda swag, so who cares? Another game. I would love to play that game in VR, but again, I'm not, running out to buy one. So, cool Sonic stuff. Sonic Forces, Sonic Mania. What was the one that you were taken with? Was it Mania or Forces?
Forces.
Yeah, that's the one where it was 3D or whatever.
Yeah, and then it would like sometimes it would switch to 2D, but the angle would change and it would
The
kind
angle
of look
would
like
change,
retro Sonic a little bit, but it would be seamless. It wouldn't be like what the fuck. It wouldn't be like an Easter egg like Mario Odyssey did.
Yeah,
there was just so much detail in the maps that really impressed me.
Yeah, it was a good. I watched that demo that you sent over, and it looked good. I liked it.
It made honorable mentions for me probably just because member berries. That's
member berries. I remember. Speaking of member berries, South Park: The Fractured But Whole was here.
Oh my god!
Showed something on the IGN stage that was so funny. They showed that whole entire strip sequence, the whole strip club sequence, and I remember the people on stage were like, "It's 9:00 here in LA, and this is too early for this." You know? Wow, I didn't know you were gonna have tits. We probably should have screened this before putting up on our website.
That's amazing.
Wow, this game is, and this is probably the most tame thing that they could have shown because they couldn't obviously bring their most craziest thing to show. So think about the kids giving lap dances to grown men being the most tame thing they're showing off on this game. Holy shit, I'm so excited to play.
This is like unfiltered Matt and Trey, because I remember they had a list of things. You can find the memo online. It's hilarious. A list of things that they wanted to do for the movie back in when censors were way honestly less lax than they are now, because you can say fuck on FX shows now.
I know, yeah.
But like they had like this entire list of things, like just fucked up shit that they put in the movie that they knew wouldn't make the movie, so they could get the movie they wanted. They went way above and beyond. It sounds like they're just going way above and beyond in the game, and they're just leaving it in there because they can.
Yeah, right.
I'm so fucking hyped, dude. That was like next level. This is another honorable mention just because of how memorable that demo was and that one level. And how and they kept stressing everything's hand drawn, which is probably why the game's taken so fucking long to release.
Yeah. God damn it.
But it makes sense. The payoff's gonna be great. I'm gonna end up playing it like 3 or 4 times probably.
Me too.
Because it's just a long movie and it's all from their brains, the creators. That's why I love what they're doing with this.
They were so involved with it. It's so great.
I don't know if they're gonna do it again though, because they didn't really necessarily seem like.
Big on the process. Soak this one up, everybody, and just hope we get DLC or something. You know?
Right. I like the idea of doing a phone destroy. Like the app sounds cool.
Yeah, cowboys, Indians, and other classes.
Yeah. It's still from them. It's still from their brain. And
looks like it plays like the old game, like very singular turn-based combat. Looks good. I like it.
Yeah. Really funny.
Dude, that Spider-Man shit. I don't think anybody in the entire world would ever thought that, like, going out of E3, the thing that everyone would be talking about was a Dragon Ball Z game and a Spider-Man game.
No, not at all.
What? Like, not Anthem, fucking Spider-Man. You know? That trailer wowed me so much that that's the game I would want to take home if I could take home any game right now from E3. Mm-hmm. Like, ooh, give me that one.
I want that one right now. I want it so bad, and I know it's not. It's all that close to being done. I mean, we'll get it next year.
It's Arkham Uncharted with Spider-Man.
Yeah. The level of... I don't even know where to start with talking about this trailer. It blew me away from so many different directions.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. That's the problem. I can't even put coherent
And that's
thoughts.
A working demo. You could go onto the stage floor and play that demo.
Holy shit. And
that's
probably
a working game.
Differing results, like different
absolutely
attack modes. Like he's using things from the environment, and I don't mean in a Batman way from Arkham, the Arkham series. This was a very Arkham fighting style, by the way, because the game is doing most of the work, and you're pushing buttons, and he's just dancing around gymnastically and stuff.
So perfect.
But I mean, when he's using his webbing to like grab something nearby and use it to hit his like opponents and stuff, or the bad guys. Yeah. That's fucking crazy to me. Like, he takes, like, a rod or whatever, and he just swings it around, and it takes out everybody.
Yeah, right.
And the rod just, like, the physics in the game is so incredible that it just kind of, like, bounces a little bit, but it doesn't fully fall off because it's a fucking beam. It's a big-ass beam.
It's a huge beam.
Yeah, it's not just going to, like, bounce away like a bouncy ball, you know? So, man, Jesus, you can do so much in this game.
And I like how this is not a tale about becoming Spider-Man. This is
you're him.
7 years into his... career as Spider-Man. Spider-Man Peter Parker is 23 years old. Looks like he's already taken Miles Morales on as a maybe it's understudy or something. I don't know what's going on there. I have no idea.
We just saw, hey,
they
Miles
did
at the
say
end.
that Miles Morales will be a big part of the game. If they franchise it out, maybe we're playing as Miles next game. Who knows?
That'd be incredible.
The Avengers call Spider-Man. He has to go help with world stuff, so he'll Miles Morales will stick around. Hold down New York.
I know this is a different developer, but remember, don't forget that Square Enix is working on an Avengers game too.
They are, yeah. Keep in mind.
I know they didn't show anything in regards to that trailer.
No, I know. What happened with that?
They didn't show anything from E3, and the
Square
trailer
Enix didn't even show up this year.
Trailer didn't give anything away, but it seemed like it would be the level of detail that Spider-Man is.
I remember when Square Enix had its own press conference every year.
Did they? Was it
every year? It was
I
years ago.
Clever name
maybe 5 years ago, but every year. Very excited for Spider-Man.
Was it called Be There or Be Square Enix? Sorry.
It was exactly called that. If it wasn't, it was a soft movie. And they were more tone deaf than Ubisoft conferences. It was so great. Yeah, man, Spider-Man. Wow, just good. I can't say enough good things about that game. But for the sake of time, we will move on.
Yeah.
Do you have anything before Star Wars that you're saying?
Besides Splatoon 2, Splatoon 2. That's really hard to say.
Splatoon.
They should just put the 2 in the tune. Come on.
Splatoon. Yeah, it exists. I'm not going to talk about that game.
People are into it, but I'm not one of them.
I don't get it. Yeah, have fun, everybody. Battlefront 2. Oh, man, that game looks unreal. How do they get graphics to look like that?
That's a good question. How do they get him to look like that, and even Spider-Man?
Yeah, and even Spider-Man. What the fuck?
He's in New York City. It's legit. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, they just shot this with a camera. Battlefront 2. You had a lot of promises about all the modes. You got to meet the Shiva, who's going to be playing the main character in.
Shiva.
That is the Shiva. Yeah.
That's right. Holy shit.
Yeah, she's going to be the main character. I heard word that. You almost can't progress 5 minutes without seeing a huge produced cutscene in the story mode.
Nice.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be very
all
story
the
heavy.
Right things, dude.
Very story heavy. I wish they showed up with more maps. They showed off Naboo. You are not the only person who expressed disinterest in that map. I had a lot of nostalgia because that's one of my favorite maps from the original game. It is a very focused. Hoth-like level where you're protecting something that's trying to get to the last stage of that level. So you're here, and then you lose that area. So the good guys fall back, and then you press forward. And you're in a different part of the stage, and you get all the way to the temple area. So that level is a little more claustrophobic. I imagine other levels are not going to be like that.
Yeah, no, I imagine it being more open, and when it is, I imagine it graphically being stunning.
Yeah, and not every level is going to play out like that too, where it's kind of like a stage-based. One team is defending, the other team is progressing type of scenario. But game looks really good, man. Wow. Can't wait. Day one for me. I will get it. Didn't make any lists, but day one for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately for me too. But yeah, I mean, it's Star Wars Battlefront.
You showed up and you delivered.
Yeah,
that's what I want. That's what I wanted you to do. You did what I expected you to do.
Exactly.
So we're talking about WoW's here, which is another game that I'm very excited for, but didn't wow me, so it didn't make my list. State of Decay 2. For the fact that it's still not coming out till next spring, I'm like, why are we even talking about this game, man? Jesus Christ.
Shit.
I will say it's really cool that every NPC has one of 1,000 different. There's 1,000 different personality traits, and every character can have a mixture of a multitude of those traits. So every person that you come across, maybe the one example that I gave is maybe you pick up someone who's a loud snorer, and all of your people sleep together in the same area in your base or whatever. That snore is going to keep everybody up all night. Morale is going to fall if you don't do something about it. And then maybe people will one day decide that they want to revolt, steal your stuff, and disappear in the middle of the night, all because you didn't take care of someone who snored.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that you're doing in this game that sound interesting. I just want the game now.
Yeah.
It's a giant open world game, again, where you're kind of building a fort, you're building a community, you're thinking about years of survival, not just surviving through the week. So I'm interested in playing that game, and I already got a pretty strong crew who want to play it. I just cannot believe that game is so far away. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that game sounds loaded. I'm gonna be like, just running with my head between my legs most of the time.
I know, me too. I'm actually.
I don't know what to do next. What do I do?
I'm hoping you and I are going to just be joining my buddy Nate's, because he seems like he's going to be way more into all the mechanics and stuff. I'll just be like, "Hey, Nate, tell us what you need us to do."
Yeah, I'll literally just be a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, exactly. You send me out to go find things, and you can hold down the fort here. You know,
right?
Or we'll all go out together. Just you tell me what I need to do. I don't want to make any of these decisions.
This is another co-op all the way through, right?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
4-player co-op. I don't know how progression comes with you. So if we come into Nate's game, am I coming back with my character, or
interesting.
Am I taking the place of one of his characters? You know, I don't really know how all that's going to work. So I'm sure they'll talk about that within now and next year at this time that this game was supposed to come out. So.
Right.
Steep has new content. Yay!
I'm glad they're getting the Olympics rub. That's good.
Me too.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Super Hot's getting VR? Holy shit. That's
Super Hot's getting VR. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah. Sundered looks awesome. It's another hand-drawn platformer.
Sundered looks cool. I did see some stuff on that.
Or a month.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Dude, holy shit.
Good showing. Wow.
Yeah.
I like how Nintendo does this every year. They're like, yeah, we're going to have a 30-minute thing, and then for the next 3 days, we're going to stream for 8 hours a day.
Right? And you get so much out of their games.
Really, if you really wanted 16 hours of Nintendo coverage, you have it. It's out there. Go watch it. And they cover a lot of their games, and there's probably 3 hours of Super Mario Odyssey out there that you can watch, and it's a lot, and it's all different.
Yeah.
This game looks insanely big and insanely ambitious in a way that, for the first time, I feel very overwhelmed by a Mario game.
Yeah, I hear you.
In a good way, in a very good way.
Right. I don't feel it lost any of its personality with any of those worlds either.
Especially because now you can be anything. You throw your hat into somebody, and now you're that thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What is that all about?
That's awesome. I just want to do that all day.
Bullet bill with a Mario mustache and a hat. I'm in.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it looks like it's tough. It looks like there's multiple ways to kind of complete every puzzle or every platforming kind of instance, but not every way is direct. So I'm really interested to play that game. Coming out this year, this October, man. That's coming.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I can't believe we're getting in October. I mean, I should be able to. I should be able to come to terms with that, obviously, because there's Switch launch this year, so of course we're expecting a Mario release too. But still, it feels so soon for such a giant-ass game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That game impressed me so much.
It's so impressive. High on my top 10.
Same here.
Very high. I don't want to skip over these two if you have more to say. I just think that Tacoma and The Artful Escape both look awesome. They both look visually appealing. They both look like Tacoma being done by the people who did Days Gone. Very good. Gone Home, Days Gone. You know where my head's at right now. And The Artful Escape just looks zany.
It could be good. It could be shit. I don't know yet. Yeah. We'll find out. We'll see. It does certainly look like it's choosing a certain path. That's for sure. Yeah, creatively,
it does. The Crew 2 had an interesting Inception-y trailer and a lot of good buzz coming out of E3. Yeah. Weirdly, a lot of good buzz. I will pick up this game if I hear amazing things about it. You can be flying to somewhere over the ocean or whatever, and then just notice people driving their boats down in the ocean, in the middle of a race, and they just press a button and turn into a boat and drop from the sky as a boat into the fucking water and pick up the race. Just drop into people's races, literally.
Wow.
Literally drop into them. Same thing being a plane. You see a race out on the ground, you can drop into the race as a car. You just drop right down, you start racing with them. Really interesting things I'm hearing about this game.
Yeah, same here. I'm hearing good things, like you're saying. Good buzz.
I played the first game. It was fine.
I never touched it.
Now you can play all the vehicles, so great.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's rad. Yeah. I expect it to be fun, but not anything I don't know if it's going to be Forza good, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Me too. The Evil Within 2. You and I, not big on that first game, but cool trailer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fucking cool weird. Trailer. It's Kojima-esque in terms of how fucking out there it is.
I will watch someone play this game, but I suck at this game.
I understand that.
I'm not bad at video games, man. I'm good at games. I am. I'm okay at them.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
serviceable
playing
at
them.
Yeah, I could not get past the first chainsaw guy in the town in this game, so I was like, I'm out. Sorry.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I actually did get far out of there, but then I don't know. So I think it just other games came up / it was too confusing for me, so I just gave up. Like, because I had a reason to. Some other game gave me a reason to.
Yeah.
But I do want to, try it. You know what I mean?
We got The Impatient, a PS4 VR game. It's actually takes place in the 50s in the same sanatorium that you see in Until Dawn. So there's some connection to there.
That's pretty cool.
I'm interested in that. It's cool that you're playing most of the game sitting down with the VR headset on, being asked questions, and everything's kind of like voice commands.
That's fascinating. Okay.
Yeah, so imagine that. Like you're literally doing a VR representation of someone who thinks you're crazy. A kind of a psychiatrist quizzing you and stuff like that. And then you'll do moments of walking around the sanatorium. Another game I'm very interested to play on somebody else's VR.
Yeah, same here.
The Last Night. Wow, what a controversial mess this game is, and it's not even out yet. Just for the sake of time, we won't go into the controversy and just go.
No, it's not even worth it, honestly.
This game looks great. I think it looks really pretty. I love pixel art, and it looks like a Blade Runner-esque.
Dude.
Kind of cool sci-fi game, very story-driven, side-scroller type thing. Looks like from another world.
Yeah.
Which is a game on the Sega and Super Nintendo and PC, also known as Out of This World previously. Really cool looking game, though. I'm very interested in it, and it's not worth looking up all the drama.
No, I honestly don't think it is. One of the developers, or I guess the main creator, I don't know his status. He has interesting opinions.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take any of that with me into the game.
More than one person working on this game, also, want to point out.
Absolutely. I was completely floored by this game, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
More footage I saw of it, and then the soundtrack just blew me the fuck away from the 3-4 minute demo that showed during the PC gaming show.
Only on PC and Xbox One. It may be in another one of those that pop up on PS4 later, but it might be a big get for that Xbox.
Yeah.
Those Xboxes over there. Xbox. Sorry. Hey, it's Xbox.
I can't even say what I feel like I'm choking. Xbox.
I'm gonna skip all these T's because I don't really care about any of them.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, do you? Do you see anything there?
No, I thought you were gonna mention the Breath of the Wild DLC, but as if that game wasn't big enough. Yeah.
We should. I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Yeah, that's what I have to say about it.
Yeah. Uncharted is the next thing I have.
Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
They're very, very transparent about this game, where they're like, yeah, everybody, I know it's confusing. It did start off as DLC. It ended up being bigger than that. Now it's a standalone game. Like, that's the message. So get on board, everybody. It was a DLC. It's not now. Now it's a full-blown game for $40. So enjoy it, and let's play it. And Nadine and what's-her-face, Chloe, are great choices.
Dude,
wow,
they're great.
Chloe's kind of like a I'm gonna get things done type of gal, but she's Nate. She's like a female Nate almost, and Nadine is no nonsense. They show this one really funny scene where she's like, "Hey, Nadine, you get the one on the left, I'll get the one on the right," and Nadine's like, "Okay, whatever," and she's like, "Okay, go," or Chloe's like, "Okay, go," and then as Chloe stands up, Nadine's already over there taking care of
the shit out of him. Yeah,
it's so fucking hilarious, and they're like, the game's filled with little moments like that. Them just, and I like, I'm gonna eat this stuff up. So, it's a full blown 10-hour story, you guys. It's gonna be really cool. The story is about Chloe. I didn't know that she was Indian, actually, and you're tracing down Indian artifacts. So you're in India trying to maybe trace stuff back to her heritage, much like Nate was doing with his heritage with Sir Nathan Drake. So kind of a lot of parallels there, which is really interesting. Very interested, very excited to play this game in 2 months. What the fuck?
Oh my god, 2 months. Yeah, the loaded month that we were talking about.
Oh, and also it's built off an upgraded version of the Uncharted 4 engine, so it actually looks better than Uncharted 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Saying all the right words. Obviously I'm really excited for this game. I know I'm a new Uncharted fan, and the last the 4 made my number 1 last year.
Yeah.
So I'm a little excited for this one.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
I'm very excited.
Madagascar
Oh my god.
Part 2. I'm calling it now.
I will break my rule about DLC just so I can.
It's not DLC. This is a standalone game, so we can count it now.
Oh, good. Okay. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, they said it started off as DLC, but it was too big of an idea, so they scrapped the idea, and now it's its own standalone game. You buy it on its own, you can go to the store and pick up a copy of it, you don't need Uncharted 4. It's not skewed as a DLC, it's skewed as a regular old game.
Standalone chapter, so. Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking psych, dude. Oh my god.
I'm excited to see if we get more other Lost Legacies, like Lost Legacy Sam Edition, or we'll see.
That'd
be
really cool. I would see a who's the old guy? Old Guy McGee prequel.
Guy McGee, Sully.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Cigar mustache guy.
Cigar mustache dude. Okay, so we got Undertale. I'm very excited for that. Not going to dwell on that because we're going to dwell on Vampire for a bit, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, man, this game is
I thought this game was going to be like
dense.
I thought this game was just going to be like, Life is Strange. You walk around kind of a small area. You talk to a few people, and then you choose out of a couple people who to bite or whatever.
Right, yeah. That's more or less what I thought.
This game is a giant open world sprawling adventure game with a combat system, consequences. This game is much bigger than I thought it was. Like, whoa! It's more Remember Me, which is their first game, and less Life is Strange. But they took a lot of stuff they learned from Life is Strange. Kill too many people, the vampire hunters start coming after you. But you have to kill people to get more power. You can do a pacifist run, but it's going to make the game harder for you. There's so many ways you can play this game, and they say at no point do they treat you like you made wrong decisions. You're playing your version of the game, and you're not chastised for it, for however you choose to play it. Right. Couldn't be more excited for this game. The combat looks awesome.
Yeah, you're enlightening me, and also I was already excited for the game. So everything you're saying is everything. Oh, it just sounds so right, man. Yeah. Me and this game are just destined to be together.
Me too. Yeah, Don't Nod's the new the hotness, man. They're the new hotness on the street right now.
And there's definitely this game is just far more dense than initially advertised for sure. Yeah. And I love hearing about all those just tiny. It's the small minutia that just makes me salivate for blood. No, I love the vampire hunter aspect too. I didn't know that those were going to be a thing in this world. Mm-hmm. That was really cool when he's literally just walking the streets and there's vampire hunters being dicks in an nearby area. Yeah, and he's just okay, walking over here,
grilling people about stuff you did. Right. Why did that person die over there? And you're like,
walking away.
Really I'm very excited for that game. It just sounds so ambitious. I can't believe we're getting it this year. Yeah, we're not without things to play this year. That's for sure. No matter how many times we saw 2018 come up at the end of trailers, we've got plenty to play.
And I'm sure that a couple of those games that we did see 2018 flash for, it's kind of a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, did you see October? Because that shit's that's gonna ruin me.
Yeah, with games like Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus.
Yeah.
What a trailer!
Oh,
man, I'm pumped.
So excited for that game.
Few games ever make me go, oh, I guess I need to go back and play that first game.
Right, and I immediately downloaded it the next day. Yeah, I was like, I think I'm gonna play that again.
Loving that trailer. Loving the attitude of the games, and in the interviews, they're like, we like to think that we're more Uncharted and less first-person shooter games. Mm-hmm. So you're coming here for stories and characters, and it's in a first-person mode, but we have set pieces and giant action moments and stuff like that. We're a first-person Uncharted, and I'm like, man, that's a really good way to put it, because that's what the first game felt like too. You have these really massive moments where there's just a lot of talking and a lot of atmosphere building, and the very next thing, buildings are falling over and Nazi, jets are flying over. It's just nuts. And that trailer really delivered, and the gameplay looked good, and very, very excited for that game.
Yeah, the trailer was, man, just dripping with just zaniness. It was so cool to see all those fake TV shows like German or Else. God, there was another one that popped on briefly that just made me laugh so fucking hard. I can't even remember what it was now, but that German or Else thing was great. And then to go into the actual story of it.
Yeah, there was a solid 4 minutes of that trailer that I was just like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah, I know. As soon as they started hyping Germany, I was like, oh, it's Wolfenstein. Who else would it be unless it's some new German property?
Yeah.
But yeah, once we see he's encountering, and he has some type of weird headgear that can dodge bullets. That's cool. Good for him.
Yeah. Good.
Use the shit out of that. Maybe it's only a cutscene thing. But still, I like the story that was unfolding and left me clamoring for more. I thought it was one of the better trailers that we saw.
Me too.
Even though it was like 10 minutes long, but it was still really good.
Very long, yeah.
And we got a combination of the cinematic and the gameplay, so it felt really, yeah. I just felt like, I don't know, I had a sigh of like after a post-sex sigh, basically. after I saw that trailer, I was like,
yeah.
Right after that trailer, it was great.
Me too. It definitely delivered in a big way. I was real surprised about XCOM 2 expansion. Like, a lot more new story, a lot more new stuff. It's coming out soon, a couple months or whatever. That's one I'll pick up probably on sale or whatever, just because it's a busy time that's coming out. And XCOM is always fun to go back to, for me at least.
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had like a big 40-minute showing on Treehouse. I know exactly what that game is all about now. Can't wait. Huge, giant, open-world JRPG.
Oh, it did. Oh, it is coming out this year, too. That's another surprise.
Yeah, they tripled down on it, man. Tripled down on it. They're like, it is this year. And I'm like,
Even still, you're like, I don't know about that.
I know what Monolith Studio is all about. They're all about pushing that date back, so we'll see.
I need to watch some demos of that then. I didn't realize that the gameplay
good.
Was already out there. Okay.
40 minutes of it, yeah. You
Nice.
can't not know what it is by the time it's done.
Cool.
Yakuza 6 showed up. After this game comes out, we'll be caught up with Japan in terms of the timeline of Yakuza 6.
Still a 2018 release, though, right?
It is. It's early 2018. Kiwami was just announced, which is the remake of 1. It's only going to be $30, but it's a full-blown experience like Yakuza 0. So if everyone's been waiting to get on that train and you're looking for a nice, priced game or whatever, that game's going to be coming out, and then a few months later you're getting Yakuza 6, which
that's
is
cool, man. I'm pretty sure that's an October release too.
It's supposedly the greatest one, and it's the best game in the series, like because it's been out in Japan for a few years already, so people kind of know what the quality is of it. So yeah, we got that going for it.
Sweet.
Yeah, got one more game here. Yoshi Switch. Yosh Magosh coming back. Graphics are good in this game.
Dude, it really does. It looks like I love the
game.
I love the I guess like the I don't know if it's atmosphere or whatever you want to call it. Where like some of the buildings are like hand drawn by the
it looks like a diorama. It looks like in the background you can tell you're in some little kid's room, and like you're playing on like a diorama pretty much made of cardboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks really, really, really cool.
I love it, man. It really did. I made an honorable mention for me because I just love so much of it.
Yeah,
and the egg
just a
stuff.
game that just feels
I love that.
to play. Oh yeah, I like that stuff too. You can knock down parts of the environment, and every stage has two sides: the background and the foreground. So like you can go into an area, and the entire thing will switch, and then now you can kind of see the whole back of that stage or whatever. So there's a lot going on in that. I'll pick that game up for sure.
Yeah, there is, and it wasn't necessarily like a mind-blowing game, but there was enough in it to make me go, I have to play that. Like, I have to play that game. So it's
quintessential Nintendo. You know?
For sure. I think that's everything on the list, man.
That's it, man. Let's take a look at what our top 10s are looking like, and this not 2 hour podcast ended up being 2 hours. So
oh well.
Yeah, whatever.
It's worth it because it's one time a year, people.
One time a year, everybody.
Ease up on us if you.
Let's just. Why don't you do your top 10 and then I'll do mine right afterwards. Just name it right off.
Okay.
And go into your oddments and stuff too. And just.
We already went through those.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So my 10 is I just want to tell everybody that I went for representation of like every conference that we saw. So I mean, some of these you'll be like, what? But number 10 was Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus. I had some Bethesda representation in here because that one got me the most hype out of everything I saw at that conference, and these games are great. Number 9 was a game that was surprisingly not even in the IGN list, but Beyond Good and Evil 2. That cinematic trailer blew me.
How did that not even make it? Oh, it wasn't on showroom floor. That's why.
Oh, okay, I see. But yeah, this game's not going to be out for 10 years.
Yeah, no shit.
But that was another emotional moment from the presentation. They came out and they were crying and stuff.
Hard R.
Yeah, hard R. There's so many fucks in that.
And yeah, it's so good. Like that.
I love the Fifth Element vibe of it, and if that game is like the cinematic trailer,
it is
advertising.
If you watch the interview with the director, he goes, the grappling hook hand, the flying on the back of the motorcycle. We have a set piece with that. You're going to be doing grappling stuff. Like all the stuff that you see in that trailer are representative of gameplay elements that we have in that game.
Right.
What?
So that, I mean, that grabbed me like completely. And there's so much fucking life in this game, and or at least the trailer. And yeah, if you're flying around in ships like that, and it's like of your own free will, you can just do that without having to do a cutscene or whatever. That yeah, it deserves a spot in the top 10 for sure. My number 8 was Days Gone. This is like an apology spot.
Okay.
They fucking blew me away with that demo. Number 7, A Way Out. I just love the idea of doing co-op the way that they do it, and I just love this studio. Like, just I know there's going to be emotional resonance in this fucking game. I know
There's going to be, yeah.
Number 6 is Super Mario Odyssey. I'm a Mario head, I guess you can call it that. I love the Mario series and stuff. I grew up with that, so this was like that. I think this will have the same impact that Mario 64 had for the Switch. It'll be like, well, for the N64, but for the Switch, you know what I mean. It's just going to be a huge game for that console. And 5 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I mean, maybe I expected it half an hour before the conference, but I still didn't expect that to be an announcement at all, like leading up to E3. Like, I didn't know we were going to get a second one at all.
I don't think anybody did.
So that floored me, and the emotional stuff in the trailer too was really great and touching. Number 4, crucify me, internet. It's the last night, because those fucking trailers.
What a sexist! Jeff's a sexist.
That scene, that 4-minute trailer or whatever, where it's actual gameplay and you're walking through the world and stuff, and it's very Blade Runner-esque, and then the music on top of it just gave me chills, dude. It was so good and so well done. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Number 3 is Shadow of the Colossus. Like I said, so many people call it the greatest game ever, and I finally get to play it in a current gen. That's amazing to me. Number 2 is Anthem. It's Space Iron Man. I'm fucking on board with that.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I like it described like that, yeah.
Exactly. It's Space Iron Man, but like it's the same living world that like kind of Mass Effect had, you know?
I just remember like seeing them crawl into that suit, and I go, I would never get in that suit. It seems so claustrophobic. I'd be like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe.
Yeah, practically speaking, these are never going to be real things. My number 1 is Spider-Man. It's just even if I typed a play-by-play out of everything Spider-Man was doing in that demo, it's just I couldn't believe some of the stuff that they were doing in it was a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was the best action superhero Spider-Man action I've ever seen, even including the movies. Like, it's just it was that good, you know?
That piece was better than anything in that Andrew Garfield series.
Yeah, well, 100%, absolutely. I mean, there was a part where he was dodging like sewer manhole covers.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the second one or something like that. That was a cool sequence, but that's one moment. Like, there's several moments back to back in in this demo that are just like, this is it. Like, this is like the Arkham series for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's just, they're nailing the character, and he's doing everything. He's using his ingenuity, like, because that's what he's known for, being a smart dude and using his surroundings. And he can do anything he wants. Like, everything is at his disposal. And the way he stopped that helicopter was so badass too.
It was pretty badass, yeah.
God, it was so cool. So I am fucking hyped for that. I need that game now in my life right now. I'm gonna go hold somebody hostage for it. So what's your top 10, man?
Oh yeah, let me know how that works out. Dragon Ball FighterZ is my number 10. Game's just getting a lot of buzz right now. Like I said, I can't believe how many Game of shows this game has gotten. It's stupid. And that game's going to be coming out early 2018, so we're not too far away from it. Wolfenstein II, what a good showcase. It's my number 9. Really,
nice.
really enjoyed
okay, cool.
it.
So I'm not alone. All right.
Yeah, no, it really did a lot for me to get off my butt and made sure I had the first game so I could play it, and and that's going to happen.
Are you already in the game right now, or haven't started it yet?
I'm about halfway through it, I think. Because I'm picking up from my last playthrough.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm just starting over.
I remember it pretty vividly. What's happened so far. So I'm gonna jump back in that. At 8, I had Metro Exodus. Man, game just really surprised me.
Wow, yeah.
I like a game where I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, that felt really cool.
And new IP. And with my whole Witcher 3 comparison, I think this is gonna be the next big thing, man. And I wanna make sure that I can be the I told you so guy whenever. Ooh, it's on my list. I told everyone it was going to be good,
Right.
like...
I think in our group, too, everybody was kind of like, what the fuck is this? Like, even as the demo kept going, because it looked that good and that original. So
I want to kill that
cool.
zombie bear so bad. I want to kill that bear.
I know. I want that. I want to conquer that.
I want to kill that thing. How it fell off the side of like the. Is that gonna be like if any big monster stands next to rocky rocks, they're gonna fall. Like how much smoke and mirrors was that? Who knows? But we'll see. I got also we synchronized at 7. I got a way out.
Yes.
Yeah, good stuff, man. That game really surprised me. Underdog of the show for sure. And I could even say that about my number 6 also, Vampire. Just really,
I can't believe I left that off of my entire
list.
Really,
really high on that game after the gameplay, just because I was like, what is this game? For all this last year, you and I were just like, I don't know, but it's a vampire game. Now we know. Days Gone's my number 5. What a great showcase. Cannot wait to sick freakers on people. Can't wait, man.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be awesome.
I'm not going to lie, it does look exactly like Last of Us in every way, but we're not going to... have to go into it. It's like open world Last of Us.
You mean good? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. People are like, I can't believe how much of like Last of Us it is. I'm like, that game's a masterpiece, right? Like, if you were gonna copy something, like, why not? Okay, whatever. Number 4, Mario Odyssey. Wow.
Odyssey.
Odyssey. I can't say enough good things about this game. What a bright, colorful, jolly fucking game. I'm gonna love to play this game on the go. Like,
I totally forget about that aspect sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I would be comfortable and just as excited playing this on my couch. Like, that's the craziest part. I can take it somewhere. That's crazy.
You have an apology spot, and it's funny because I do too, and my apology spot's very high because I have a lot of apologies to do to this series because it's a series I've always just made fun of and like, oh, it's for meatheads, and it's just a guy screaming the entire game while ripping people in half. It's God of War.
Oh, nice. Okay. I was like, where is he going with this?
It was high up last year, too, if I remember correctly. Again, doing my due diligence right now because I have friends who listen to this podcast who I grew up with who are just like, dude, you're into God of War all of a sudden? Like, really? Like, what a fucking sellout. Because I gave him so much shit for liking that series. And I never hated it as much as I made fun of people for liking it for. It was just kind of like an act I was doing or whatever. But I definitely never really enjoyed that series. So now it's something I'm kind of eating my own words for, So it's number 3 for me. I think it deserves it. Number 2, also we synchronized Anthem, Iron Man in space. Sign me up.
Yes.
We're going to play the fuck out of this game, man.
Yeah,
Holy
man.
shit.
Big time multiplayer, yeah.
Yeah, I like how he sees that big monster killing like other monsters, and he's like, we'll attack this thing later.
Oh, dude, and I love the strategizing, even though it sounds totally inauthentic. But the strategizing, I'm going to go down below, and you take him straight on. And
she goes underwater.
Seamlessly. Like, no, that you have a totally different environment on water.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's all this other stuff going on. And I'm like, how deep and high is this world? Because you jump off from such a high place and then you go to such depths in the water. I'm like, what? There's so much verticality in this game.
Yeah.
Big one to watch out for, guys. This is being written by the Mass Effect 1 and 2 writer. It's going to have a great fucking story. It's going to have a masterful story. But my number 1 went to Spider-Man. We synchronized a lot this list, man. Spider-Man is game of the show. I don't even like Spider-Man. I'm not a Spider-Man fan.
Right. I love his games, though.
I love his games. I want to swing around New York. There has never been a hero game that's so focused on collateral damage and being a hero. Like, oh no, like this helicopter is crashing. Like, I have to get its tail and tape it to something. And then this crane's falling over. I can't let it fall down on the people, so I'm going to wrap it all. There was so much attention to detail to, like, we live in such a post-Man of Steel world, obviously, where everyone's so worried about other people dying and collateral damage. So that, like, this game just does a really good job of, like, making sure that Spider-Man is the hero we all know he is, that no one's dying on his watch. No one.
Oh, yeah, and he cuts a deal with Kingpin, too. Kingpin says, don't kill my dudes, and I'll tell you what you want to know. And the things that he does to go out of his way to like, just knock the bad guys unconscious, and he throws one of the guys accidentally out of the he almost off the building, but then he webs him back in.
Yeah.
That was that was such a fucking genius move.
It was
like,
cool. Yeah.
God damn this game.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Number 1 for a reason. So
yeah, I think God of War might have been my number 1 from last year too, because the showing that they had last year was incredible.
It was seamless gameplay. And I also want to bring up, and I brought up to you, God of War, a non-stop one-take shot.
That's right. You brought that up. That's.
Yeah.
I still don't even believe that.
You're at no point ever going to flash away, backwards, forwards to other people. You are there. and the only story you know is what's happening with you and your son.
Right.
Everything else is happening around you or you're not aware of.
And I'm gonna be honest, I told you this, that if they ever came back and said we were mistaken, we had to at least put a few loading scenes, I wouldn't even be mad. Like that's too much to ask for.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, okay.
It's like, it's fine. It's like every other game. Gotcha.
It's fine.
What's next? Gamescom or?
I think so. Gamescom is next. Yeah.
Okay,
so that's
cool.
That's.
So I think we'll do something for that.
September. Yeah, we'll do something for that. There's gonna be big showings there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that's it. That's E3 in a nutshell.
August this year.
Oh wow.
August, yeah.
I might be going to PAX too, so I might actually have some scoops.
Ooh, nice. Oh, sweet. PAX, like the main one?
Max Prime, in Seattle. So yeah, hopefully
last night might be there.
Ooh.
At least that's the only one I can think of. Off the
top I can't wait to talk to that guy.
I'm sure you can't wait to be there.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, cancel all my fucking appointments.
Yeah, cancel everything. I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm just gonna put the game out. I don't want to be the next guy who made No Man's Sky. You know.
I don't want to be Notch and just have my shit, sold off, and I'm just calling people the C word liberally on Twitter.
That's all he does now. He sits in his giant mansion calling people the C word.
He sits on his pile of money.
You're nothing but a cunt, and he wipes his mouth off, his spitty mouth off with like 100s.
Fucking guy. In terms of this podcast, though, next we're gonna cover best movie chases, car chases.
Right.
And in honor of Baby Driver that comes out at the end of June.
Very exciting.
So we're gonna do a top 10 lists and then a tournament episode, and then after that, I think we're gonna try and sneak in mid-year top 5.
Yeah. Is there a world where Mad Max is not number 1 on everybody's list?
Yeah, it's literally a car chase the entire movie, so that's not even.
So spoilers, Mad Max is probably gonna win. But the other ones are really good picks that y'all might have never heard of, so probably not.
Yeah. The other ones have car chases in the movie. The movie is literally a car chase. So I don't know how the tournament's going to go down. It'll at least be interesting to see what beats other movies. But Fury Road, I don't know how anything is going to beat that movie.
Yeah, it's rough.
I don't know. JD might have a differering opinion, but at the same time, I think you and I are the majority already. So
sorry, JD, you've already been locked out.
I guess we should talk about where people can find us and stuff.
Yeah. You can find me over at sub-culture.com. I am focusing solely on streaming right now. So go over to our Twitch TV site. Every Wednesday you can find me. Every Thursday Bino is streaming. Every Monday Mike is streaming. Every day someone's streaming.
Yeah, Mike does Mass Effect Monday. He never really jumped on the series before.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's doing.
That's the newest thing you'll ever see him play. He's such a old school gamer, which is nice.
Well, it is Mass Effect 2, but I know what you mean, though.
Yeah. Something that came out after the year 2000.
Right.
So go and check out our Twitch streams, and I think we're going to start having more coverage on toys also.
Oh, cool.
With our new member who just got on. So a lot of stuff happening over there. What about you? What about you, Jeff?
Oh, I'm at horrorgeeklife.com. I just attended a film festival in Oak Cliff. I only managed to see 4 films because of whatever things came up.
You're lazy.
Yeah, I know. I did see 4 great movies though. They weren't there wasn't anything that was that was a piece of shit, right? They know how to pick them at Oak Cliff, that's for sure. It was cool being in the Texas theater because it's a very historic theater and stuff like that. So I should have a write-up for that eventually, where it's just one article for all the movies. Mm-hmm. It won't be too long, I promise. It'll be safe to read. And those movies, some of them will even be coming out in the summer, so you'll see them soon. And so horrorgeeklife.com, that's where I'm at, and Jeff Whitty, Widdy on Twitter. And I'm a singer-songwriter too. I write some stuff, and so you can find my stuff. Just go through my Twitter, and you'll see in my bio stuff to music. You can find me somewhere. I'm sure. Look at it. Yeah, just go look at things.
Yeah. That's what you do with music. You look at it. You don't listen.
So that's it. Until next time, I guess, right?
Yeah, until next time, everybody. We will, it'll be a little while till we do a GamE3Bang, but we've got plenty of stuff here. So
and I don't think Gamescom will be another 2 hours. I think that'll be
it'll be a lot shorter, I imagine.
G3 is just loaded.
What a gauntlet.
But in terms of overall E3, though, we're not in the camp that went meh. Like we don't call it meh 3.
I had a very hard time cultivating my list this year.
Exactly. There was a lot to love from this year, even if the release dates were not loved.
Is the game I love the most this E3. It wasn't even on my list. So, that's how complicated these lists were this year. It was a very complicated year.
Yeah, so I loved E3 overall, and there was a lot of people that were just unimpressed by default, and I
really don't like the whole temperature of E3 that people had this year. I really stayed away from a lot of major conversations and stuff because I was just like, you guys are fucking killing my buzz. Like,
right.
Fucking ruining it, and y'all are doing it on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, and then people just kept getting caught up in semantics with Microsoft's exclusives, and I'm just like, well, what about the games themselves? Like,
yeah, god damn it. He lied! They lied! Okay.
Let's just calm down. Let's calm down with that.
Anyways, I guess we'll see everybody next time, and we'll do the classic slowly getting higher up in pitch and